I was probably just going to watch her all.
Okay. So, in this case, you mean walk Dolores home?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this would be effectively on the way to the meeting. So, funny enough, I do have it set up where Gentleness is actually supposed to clean that house that day.
Huh.
So it will be like ships kind of passing, but you will see that they have just left. Right.
Because it's so clean, or because I'm walking past her on the way in?
Because you're walking past them. 100% walking past them. And it'll be kind of one of those like, that's kind of interesting. And, she's the, oh my goodness gracious, I forget the name of the person. Maria Kwanda, I believe it's a Japanese lady who cleans out.
Oh,
places,
yeah.
So
the organized thing lady.
Yes, exactly. And that was kind of like picked up on that immediately. And I'm thinking to myself, amazing, because that just means that we get to like mess around in everybody's place and just have more information than you could basically ever want because of, well, they're right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, it's kind of silly. So, but you'll be meeting them there. The meeting is in the afternoon. Doesn't seem like any of these people sleep a whole lot, or wake up, or actually sleep and wake up early. Because you would assume an automaton, like our friend Voss here, probably doesn't sleep. You've not known an automation to do that, or a Wolfwatch, I should say, because that's technically by the rules what he is. So all good with that. Then of course Kale Stormwind, that is our resident arbiter of justice. So Elder of the veil kind of being the sheen of the magical sort of glamour and glitz and craziness all there. And let me see here, I was gonna see if I could pull a picture of Ezekiel, because I just want to be like, there he is. But all good. So our Elder of the Veil, Arbiter of Justice, this person, our good old Kelda, Stronghearth. I'm looking at it, I'm like, yep. All I can see is Officer Thickums, because their page has been messed with. I'm like, beautiful. This is what we need right here. So, too funny. But we have structure. Here we go. Notable figures. All right. So, Kelda Stronghearth, Marshal of Defense. So, a female dwarf, hails from actually here. A lot of dwarves who would be in prominence in Alexandria would actually be from what is now the furnace. Right. That was the big mountain that essentially was taken. What some would consider down a peg after the literal volcano kind of imploded in on itself. So, there you go. Yeah, the dance. Okay, I love that so much. But so then you have Lil Doris, and of course the perfect pause at the time of introduction. But they are the voice of the Isles. And I say Isles because there are a few. It's not a true like archipelago where there's like big cities in the other spots. But, this place got literally shattered and exploded. So there's a bit of, little spotty islands. Like you could get to them in a day. Nothing further out than that. Right? And the world at large, I have the calculations with Isaac, and he's helped me with that huge world map. He's done a great job with it. It actually has nautical miles, how long it technically take, and then you can do around the map what, how far somewhere would be. And we'll get into a little more of each of these kind of things there as well. Let's see here. It'll be kind of interesting there. Corn Ashford will always be, in his mind, the Chancellor of Trade. According to something that I learned / heard / read recently at work, for our after school specials was kind of interesting because it made it seem like the Court of International Trade and the business kind of bureau side of it. That's Corin Ashford, because the theme of this is they are going to utilize trade to benefit everybody and make everybody more better. Well, that's all well and good on paper, but it depends on, we're all adults. Who gets benefited from that? You can have it as a big cover for literally everything. And he does actually do some philanthropic things, but, and actually,
Shelby Foundation.
Exactly. It's it's Shelby Foundation. I'll have to give a little extra look-see there.
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, oh, there you go.
That's their
Yeah.
charitable foundation.
God, yeah. It was with Thomas Shelby, is that who it is? Yeah. Peaky Blinders. Every time I hear that, all I can hear is Brian just yelling that at me as I have my little hat on.
Peaky fucking Blinders.
Oh, God, it's so funny. He would lose his mind if he was here.
Arthur talking with his mouth full of marbles.
We actually had a buddy who used to play Magic the Gathering with us, and he would, there was a guy named Evan Irwin. He used to call Evan Irwin Shitty Marbles, because that's how he would speak. And it sounded like he had a thing of marbles in his mouth. He's like, oh, look, he's his bag of shitty marbles in his mouth. And I'm like,
Was Evan familiar with this?
so fucking funny, man. That killed me, dude. I was like, I love that so much. That's fantastic. Your blade, remember stuff really fast.
Yeah.
See, and I love and I need for you to break it down for me really fast, because the concept, I want to make sure I have it correct, because if it's what I'm imagining, where you don't look for bullet holes when bombs are going off, or can you fill me in a little bit more about that, or kind of polish that up a little bit?
The concept of that being that someone took advantage of the shattering to essentially do away with the lithards. And maybe the shattering did definitely affect the house, but someone went in there and made sure the job was done.
Oh, perfect. How serendipitous that is what you bring up.
The bullet and the bomb blast things just from, I don't know if it was, I think it was the second Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, yeah.
Where that bomb goes off in some kind of council meeting on top of the hotel. And that he's like, someone shot through this window and killed someone. This was an assassination concealed within a bombing.
I love that. No, that's absolutely wonderful. How serendipitous. And did you have the parents' names, or do you want me to come up with those? It's up to you. No worries. I just want to make sure that when they talk about these people, it's we got them and they're just established. So let me see. I'm going to have a placeholder name for two people in here that I think I know who they are, but I'm going to establish that you know who these characters are later. So you'll understand that name, and it's going to have a very sorry, I should not say it's going to have a very big impact on you, sir, because I know how things are going to impact you, but it will have a very close, we're doing this? Okay. And it'll be one where you are already engaging with this concept at a level in which it's wonderful and you're handling it actually very well. So it's one of those, you put the past behind you. Wonderful. But we have some,
It is, he wouldn't know that.
Well, not this part.
Okay.
I mean, so this is something in regards to the tainted materials.
Gotcha.
Because they're going to talk in this about setting up a meeting with the Fire Islands head of, or let's say, energy department people. So.
Yes.
Oh man, that's it, dude. All right, so the sword, the blade, having come with when a powerful blade singer, they descended from making it with monkey genie wish. I love that. So to always protect and guide his family, love it. That's absolutely fantastic. Following that, yeah, beautiful. And you broke the sword.
I broke it?
No, I'm asking. Like, did you break the sword, or did you have it after the shattering? Because I thought the blade was kind of chipped or messed up a little bit.
I think it. Oh, this is like. It is a longsword, and the scabbard that it's in is a longsword scabbard.
Yeah.
But it is.
Dink.
Like short sword.
Beautiful. Okay.
Probably whoever came in to make sure the job was done. Not that that's possible.
Right.
Mundanely, but maybe some things were fragile post shattering.
It could be. Well, and also too, one thing that that is also a possibility is that there was so much magic that just because that's how the shattering worked. If Nyx has ever delved into it, is the shattering is something where the ley lines got overloaded, and they said, okay, cool. I was in like this entity's in this spot, and they're like, right here, perfect. Do my thing, be set up for it for a long time, and haphazardly. Some people were there at the right place at the right time. Not nearly understand, like not even being close to understanding what they were doing, like at all. And they were just kind of there, right place, right time, and hey, hence why they didn't, do more. Because it was just random and like, oh no. So, but all good with that. So, little Doris coming in, the daughter of Kale. We know all these folks. Let me find Kale's daughter real quick, and then you should be good to go. So, also too, be making some things up on the fly because there are certain characters who I want to establish. Feel free to pitch ideas.
Okay.
So if there's other folks out there, like, I don't want to name the Ice Queen Elsa, but I also love that. So things of that sort. If you have thoughts or ideas, please, let's go for it. So you like everybody else, we're making this world as we go to a degree, and I want everybody to have a piece in it. So, which is super fun. There it is. Slow person. Yes. So, no, I'm going to say it wrong. I don't know how to say it. So it's Nesiarael. So Nesiarael. Yeah. So it's like so Nesayarel is the phonetics. So Nesiarael or Nesiarael. So it's a soft and clear, like the beginning of nest. A smooth and open pronounced like an or like an A in say, Nesiarael, and then as a gentle and refined like the ending of relish. So Nesiarael. And then of course we can obviously butcher it, but it's one of those.
Oh, we will.
Oh, Hundipi. And this is a little person. Not too crazy bird person, because I'm like, okay, don't go, absolutely bananas. My God, some of these are just like ridiculous. It's one of those. Who's a big bird lady? That is Nesiarael. Little bird lady, little air cooker. And she is based off of a, what do you call it? Yeah, I should just show you some of these because they're just funny while I look up what the freaking thing is. That one's hilarious. That one right there.
Someone was feeding this a little too much anime.
Bro, I'm like, come on, man. So there it is. An elegant Trogon is the bird. So if you actually look at one of those, it kind of has the coloring in there, but that is what she looks like. But about your age, in regards to just obviously they have longer, different lifespans than you. So it's like y'all caught up kind of at the same time. She knows you, and you know her. Doesn't have to be a super like we're bestest friends or whatever, but definitely we're cordial. You may have hung out or had classes or some kind of lessons together, and they are going to have a something that'll be talked about here in a little bit, which will be super fun. So. All right. Walking over with little Doris. You're coming in. You are, I'll say, I'm going to say for now you do pass gentleness, because I don't know if they're going to be somebody else, since we know they can shape change, but also they don't do that at these places. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these cats are going to catch them pretty quickly. And it's surprising that other things haven't been caught, but who knows? So little Doris will have, their hand on your arm, just kind of walking. This person is super short, like 5 foot, 3 or something, not very big at all. Huge personality, as we well know. And in my mind, I'm thinking that this person is effectively young Reba McEntire. So, like, height of their career, hitting it big, but now they've gone into politics a little bit to get some stuff done. So, you'll be walking around. It's going to do the, Pat did. It just kind of started to rain because that's just kind of the way that it is in an ocean town. Not sure how, well, you were at Disney World forever. Like, you know how it is down in Florida.
It's not a Disney town.
Yeah.
It is exclusively Disney town.
I get what you mean.
Ocean.
I get what you mean. See?
Yikes.
It's going to be great. No, trust me. It's going to be...
What a great night for D&D.
Hey, man. I love it so much. And the humorous part about that is, the reason why I bring up that example is because that's literally what happened to us at our first night. We go to the Disney Springs and the bottom falls
Start
out.
training on it.
Oh, it's like, lightning was so loud. We're like, we are in danger.
For about an hour?
Yep. I was like, all right, there we go. So just enough time to get super drenched, and there you go. And it's super fun.
Uncomfortable the rest of the night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like, cool, back to the room. We can't make it to the boats in time. Like, fuck. So, super fun. But you'll be walking towards Ye Old. Funny enough, you don't know where you're going, like initially, because there is kind of like a stronghold type place, but they don't have all their meetings there. Sometimes they just have them in other places on a rotation. Sometimes someone's like the head of it, kind of leading the meeting. And this time, you're going to be walking towards a very familiar location. You'll know the streets. You'll even see some murals up of, a lovely family who are giving back to the community and whatnot. And, little Doris will hold your arm a little tighter, kind of like you're like escorting them somewhere. They'll be in something that's similar to this, like lots of blacks and golds against the blues, but on it today, it'll be more of the gold is the prominent piece. That's their formal attire. Well, do you need something to wear before we go?
Well, I probably would have worn a robe and slippers had I known it was a homecoming.
Well, don't get too comfortable.
More than fair.
Pat your arm a little bit.
Who determined the location of this meeting?
Of this one specifically?
Yes.
She'll pull out like a little, kind of a notebook or like orb, she flips open her phone, It'll be a little book she just writes in. Well, we have a rotation.
Okay.
I know it seems like this is terrible, and I thought about it. It does kind of feel like the way, I guess. But know that I didn't invite you here to be mean or cruel. I thought you needed to be here and also represent your friends. I know that they're not exactly very happy with what's going on with Mr. Ernest's establishment. And hopefully, maybe you'll get some answers. And understand, hon, you might get answers that you don't like. So, I would say watch what you say, but you have cause more than anybody to say whatever you want.
Much appreciated.
And if we have to get out of there, well, by God, I'll get us out of there.
I'll keep level head as much as I can.
Hey, as much as one can. You will start heading towards the house. You're on your street now. Getting there. You'll also notice, like, people, you'll, your passive perception?
13.
You feel a static in the air. Like, of course it's raining, so it's kind of like, oh crap. But almost like where lightning has just struck. It's like, you just start to feel it. You don't see anything. There's a very, very, very brief little, like, inside of one of your windows of the house. Because not everyone's walking here. Yeah, no. Some folks show up.
Boss has entered the chat.
Yes, exactly. That's it. Well noted, good sir. You will also see, in a bit of thunder, kind of shadows. What's up, Sue?
Hello.
Coming in. So like in the clouds, gray. Of course, it's raining, right? In a flash, you will see, in like a big shadows. Look like a comet almost coming out of the sky, and little Doris looks up, having done a spell-like effect that's essentially shape water, but what's happening is it's shape water that's just around, right? Yep. So it's one of those, almost like a Wizarding World umbrella, which is super cool, but I'm not gonna copy off that. I'm gonna make it something different. I got cancers, baby. So we got that going. You kind of start to hear the faint sound of music as you get like in the courtyard. I don't know how much music was at the Lithardian, those at y'all's home more often than not, but this place seems a little more lively than well, of course recently, obviously, like in past years, but there's just kind of like an almost sickeningly catchy tune. And you just kind of get it almost makes you compelled to tap your foot. And, the beat starts going, and in the rain, it seems absolutely outrageous. And I'm going to pull up on here. Gotta go 2 ways there. Now, do me a favor, since we're on the horn, and you can describe again your home. So then we can effectively almost, not necessarily, not to map out the whole thing, but you can explain it here, and then we can build on it, or draw it out later if need be. So go right ahead.
Well, I guess we've established there would have been a beautiful garden.
Yep. Now, is the garden in the front or the back?
Rear garden.
Sweet. I love it.
And that's probably what the sunroom overlooks.
Beautiful.
But in front of that, you have the entryway. It's a stone building, but the interior's much warmer. Think about like a lot of the Jarl's longhouses in Skyrim type.
Okay.
Deal.
Yeah.
Not as beat down.
Indeed.
Polished woods, a lot of blue and silver fixings, much in line with Dorian's cloak and armor accents.
You said blue and silver?
Yep.
Okay.
Like that kind of grayish blue muted that his cloak is.
Nice. So, and that's one thing to establish too. You've seen the sort of, what do you call it? What Alexandria's crest is, or like shield. Now, you have a little bit more muted of a blue. Would that be something that came after, or that's what it had always been? Or would your family have adopted
it always been?
Nice, okay, perfect. I like it. So, good stuff there. Okay.
By their Cracker Barrel-esque fireplace, there's that outline of where the sword was.
Yeah. Now, would there have been any sort of like magical or enchanted things in here beforehand?
I mean, like lights.
Okay. I mean, you have lights. You could have we're not going full like city in the sky level like in the campaign, but it can be pretty dang close because, for one, they've been around for a very, very long time. The line of Durin will not be broken so easily, right? So, been around for a hot minute, but. So you're in there. It'd be 2 stories. Would it have a basement? Larder?
Yeah.
Okay. Stables. Cool. Because I'm going to potentially draw it out and say, what do you think? And we'll refine it. Yeah. And go. So awesome. Go in. And then you kind of have a...
Well off, but they're not like trying to...
It's not opulent,
take
right.
people's head and be like, look,
correct.
Look at all I have.
Well, it's one of those things too where it's like, a billionaire you would normally not know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those, but It's one of those like from Forrest Gump. We were sitting next to a millionaire, you know, and they didn't know who that was. It's just like, oh man, it's funny indeed, my friend, funny indeed. Let me see here. So you walk in, or you'll actually be greeted at the door, and that's, I say, you'll probably end up passing Jen then. Now you'll see that they're gonna pass you by, and they're like, "Oh, hey there."
Hey, Jen.
You will notice that they are as clean as you've ever seen them.
Hi, you tidy up well.
Well, I have to. I can't go in here and just cause all a mess. But now it's time for me to go back into the garden.
Garden's last.
Garden's last. See, you remember.
Well, enjoy your time out there.
What are you thinking right now? What's Nick's thinking? Surface thoughts.
Surface thoughts. This is a cruel place to be meeting, and a funny place for a new friend to see me.
Indeed. Little Doris kind of grabbed your arm a little tighter. And you can make an insight check if you want with that, or don't. It's all good. You go inside, and since now, well, actually, she would not know. I don't think she would necessarily know it's your place. Jen, I mean, like, it's one of those, like, oh, this is the Penta-Council's house. So she's like, well, bye. See you later. Kind of two ships passing the night, but, you know, get a little bit of warmth. You go in. It's very warm and lovely. The whole, what do you call it? The vibe is, it's like subtle, but it's one of those, I mean, there's magic everywhere in here. And the opulence has been raised just slightly. It's one of those, like, I have this pen, and it makes me feel a wee bit pretentious. However, if I wanted to feel even more pretentious, I would say, I'm going to go for a Mont Blanc, which is not the most expensive, but people know it's X amount of $100, kind of like that. So you're in here, and so you were at the Arcane Tower, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, or the Sanctum Arcanum, as I've dubbed it. You will see the same robot, like same kind of Warforged, who very much is like the first iteration of Victor's things, like the receptionist that you guys talked to. And you know that somebody else is there too, because they're there. And
Boss is second. Receptionist is
Yeah.
the second.
And the receptionist is or is the second of good old Voss. And so they'll come in, no eyes, just you've been acknowledged, and know you're there. But it's not the same kind of greeting that would have gotten last time, which was Ernest and Jen both had who they were said to them. It was very hard to hear, but somehow James fucking caught on that they said Jen's name too. I almost lost a little bit, and I was like, oh my god, okay, they're picking it up on us. Also, Isaac making a comment of, oh, when Otto started to stutter, that was somebody taking over so he could explain it or say all the right things. And I was like, oh, what fun you can have online. So, but you have definitely been acknowledged. They will wordlessly just offer you tray. It'll be tea, some kind of alcohol, like a nice wine, and so something with caffeine, so a coffee-esque type thing, like espresso.
Is this for me to carry?
Oh, well. If you're asking me this question, it's all right. I had to get it. And there's no mouth, so there's just. I have no mouth, but I'm a sweet. Which one do you take?
Tea. Oh, yes.
At the bottom, you get the the little tea leaves thing where it's like, it's the Grim, like from Harry Potter. Like, oh no!
The omens
Yeah.
are everywhere.
So, all right, get there. You also hear behind you the door open up a lot more. Like, they don't kick it in. Someone who's very strong and very boisterous. Almost done up there. So you'll see dwarven woman step in. Armor is on. We're not here to play around with good old Kelda.
For formal armor.
That's it. So this right there, that's what you're seeing. They have a pole arm on their back that you're proficient arcane, aren't you?
Yes.
You know something up with that. 100%. Have you done anything with the cane? Okay. Is it still just a cane?
Yes.
Cool. I want to double check. Got to make sure I'm aware of all the magical things right now, especially.
I will at some point be giving that probably Ernest or Cormac.
Okay. Be cool.
Just because I use long swords, and he does have a well right now, but
Yeah.
he's also partial to a particular sword if he's using one.
I can't wait to see that sword in action. Did you like the progression that I sent you? That kind of a
I did.
Build
There were
up?
a few things I was like, oh, he's a rogue. I don't know if he needs it to light up, but they were like little minor ones, you know.
well. So if you have the tweaks, just send it to me and I'll put them in the thing so we can. Because I'm all about it, and it's humorous to me. I think like I'm not the sneaky rogue. You know, I'm the Bayor or the Milliard who's like, I'm doing this because the action comedy's broken as fuck. And I'm gonna run up and stab you and run off.
Sure.
But no.
Well, that is why I took the subclass.
Well, but every other.
Which I may want to talk about one of the features in because
Sure.
it's the one thing that I don't like this. But
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, for sure.
that's something that could be
Yeah, just let me know.
addressed.
All good. We are then going to you. You will see also behind them, there is a lady you've not seen, or at least you don't know a whole lot of, but it was the same person with dark hair, glasses, very thin frames, kind of like a bit of just a cold gaze, and they don't look like they ever make a noise, just at all. Like there's no or like or even a chat or a whatever. So and it's one of those where they're looking at people with intent and stuff is happening, but you don't hear anything. So.
Have you seen? Did Milliard mention the psychic?
I'm not sure. They may have in very, very brief passing, because I had to remind them. You could have questioned Tom Zane and just sat there, and as they just didn't say a word to help or hurt you, they 100% just could have been like, well, yeah, no, we got everything we need. Because I was trying to make it purposeful to establish that she talks in his head. You know, can't always catch all those things. So, but hey, I probably wouldn't have caught it either. So,
Well,
you'll definitely know, at least if he did speak about Kelda, obviously. So you know of this person to a degree. You just don't, you haven't met them formally.
right.
And upstairs, you kind of get this vibe. So, be where you guys will walk up to the sunroom, or would it be one where you like it's just this is the part of the two-story?
Yeah.
Sweet. So you walk in there, and interestingly enough, you walk in and it feels a little bit more like this, where it's almost like a waltz, kind of a And you see in front of the window is someone who you know very well, and it's him turned around, dressed in just the finest clothes. And it's less about being opulent, but it's more about everything's perfect, and every stitch, and every sort of, like, there is never a day he doesn't match perfectly or make a new style automatically popular. Also, you then see what you may presume is their second, is somebody who is making the music happen. And that would be Ezekiel Hawthorne. So, that's the
driver?
That's the dark haired dude, yeah. So that's his second, at least in this meeting. So
the driver.
That's Tom Zane. Ezekiel's the black guy who fucked with Ryan. And everybody hates. I'll show you.
I might be.
You were totally fine. Trust me, there's a lot of fucking people.
The driver.
It'd be so fun. Dude, it'd be hilarious. It's just Tom Zane.
Am I supposed to not read into this?
My God, that would be amazing. If I had that level of forethought, I'd be like, yep, yeah, it's the driver. I would just be like, we're going hard, Johnny. Just buckle up.
Voss has his second serving drinks. Ezekiel's is his driver who's playing music.
My God, yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
Yep. I had a thought about that earlier where I was like, oh no, I need to make sure we establish that this is not just like, yeah.
For schmucks.
Like, she just hands you your her coat.
These are like the people we laugh at.
Yeah, oh my goodness gracious, man.
Look at the pores.
Yeah, dude. Ugh, it's freaking crazy. Let's see.
Will you remind me where he messed with him?
It was outside of Tom Zane's house, the driver's house.
Oh, this was just the guard.
Well, so Ezekiel Hawthorne, the guy that you made mention of, that is somebody who is very high up.
Oh, no. I know who you're talking about now. This is the head of like the army.
That is high. Well, so they're not the head of it, but they're high enough level where people mess with them. She's the head of the ground army. So, yeah, she's the head of that. And then I need to be able to do this and do this and do this because I could have all kind of good pictures. And actually, I think it may be on here. Let me look at this real quick. Ezekiel, because I got some good ones. He looks freaking awesome. So, yeah, there we go. Yeah, oh yeah, there they are. So he looks a bit like, let's see, I'm gonna say this one, cool, just have the desktop, I'll scoot it up there real quick. Desktop, here, Ezekiel. It's gonna be one of those, you already had this guy, what are you doing? Help me. Too funny. But, here you go. There's that guy. And I have one more that I just love. Oh yeah. Look, the smolder. Ugh. Insane. Ezekiel 2. And yes, Ezekiel Hawthorne. And I know you've seen Hamilton. This person, effectively, in my mind, is Aaron Burr. Right? So that being one of the kind of little fun little to-dos there is like, oh, he's like this dude, you know. So kind of interesting. But let's see here. Can I? It's really wanting that to be a text thing, not a photo. Let's just add image to photo. Copy pages. Let's do this. But yeah, you go in there. Corin is standing. He's looking at the. He's looking out the window. Very not like pompously, obviously, but he. I mean, I say that you could take that however you would like. He hanging out, watching, listening to the music. I have it's like, oh buddy, it's time to be like, all right, you're gonna. This is him forever, so there he is. Sorry that is upside down.
How's that go?
To a degree. The other one, I believe, also gives him a little bit of interesting light as well. Let me see there. No, I'll select this. Open it up. All right. Let's do this. There he is. So it kind of looks like that. And let me do this, because this should be able to flip when I have it turned. Why I say that. There you go. That is Ezekiel. He is the one in the on the side making the music happen. You can definitely tell it's all magical. He's like a virtuoso. Think about a Mozart level of just, he's just kind of waving, like in Harry Potter when the dude's like just doing his finger and it's just stirring the coffee.
Yep.
He's doing this almost, Beauty and the Beast level of like boisterousness and excitedness and all that. So Corin turns around, and for a half a second, even just the slightest little thought before, Dorian, welcome. So glad you could join us. Please make yourself at home.
Oh, thank you. I will. I appreciate you inviting me into this beautiful place.
It is absolutely astounding.
Just admiring gentleness's work out there.
Yes, she does love to play in the mud.
Well, it's amazing the amount of effort it takes to build and then maintain something like this.
Yes, what a costly thing.
It's the effort that really instills a sense of class.
Indeed it is, indeed it is. For better men than I.
You said it yourself.
And only me. Please, join us. And then now, circle. Think about the, in Arcane, they're up the top. It's like that level. It's a big, I love the gear, but the second and the person, the Penta-Council member will have their, just person right beside them. You're not in a love seat, obviously, but comfortable chair. There is something to write on if need be, like a table S type thing. And they'll have candles going, but you look outside and through this window, it's not raining. It's almost and they're seeing gentleness down there just getting in this, that, and the other. And it looks like it's actually just perfect outside. It's just pristine, just magical, you want to say glamour, because you can put obviously a enchantment on a window, and it's one of those, you're just looking through a rose-colored.
It's how he wants to see the world.
Correct. He's looking out
I do so good.
So good, babe.
In here, especially seeing that Dorian's hood would be down.
Okay, so or are you, you can't see it?
Down,
yeah.
Back.
All right, so
normally he
you're
has
right
it
there.
over his noggin.
Okay. You, so I guess as much as you can notice, the boss.
Councilmember boss.
You denied my invitation.
I'm sorry?
You denied my invitation. Your friends left in quite a hurry after speaking with Otto.
I'd be happy to meet with you at another point.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think it was their first time interacting with your staff. I think it caused them concern.
Is there something inadequate about my staff?
No, I think they're quite adept.
I didn't think so either.
It's in the next draft, maybe eyes.
Emmy has eyes. And then
Superficial.
Oh, you mean the thing that makes you trust?
Yes.
And of course, I'm looking down. There is no just. He just stared right through you.
Sets people at ease. It helps if they blink occasionally.
What is it about?
None of this is a critique.
I wasn't taking it as such. What is it about blinking that makes something seem more trustworthy? And little Doris will kind of speak up to kind of help you a little bit. Well, if things are, things take their time and seem a little more caring and warm and inviting, and just a whole lot of things will get done, and people will be much more happier about it, Mr. Voss. Amy looks over and Dorian. So this is Dorian. So this is Emmy, who having just appeared beside Voss. So now it's, and I actually, what I'll do is
Emmy, receptionist.
Correct. Emmy is the robot who is the arcane, like want to be, and it's.
I have them as reception in my notes.
Nice, I love it. So I'm going to let me respond to these real quick. Okay. All right. So we will really fast make sure we know who all is around. I'll have little Doris here, so being just around the table itself. Ooh, yeah. Oh, this has to obviously be Corin, so when he's there. We will have our little Ezekiel man be this dude, because obviously both of Ryan's people are perfect for that. We have, this is not Kelda, but they come upstairs. This is the dark-haired elven lady. Then we have, of course, Kelda, which she would love. Nah, we'll pay more respect there. Yeah. There you go. All right, and then this can will represent our friend, good old Nyx, right there with the Joff magical mage. And then we do have, so funny, make a, here we go, beautiful. Voss and Emmy are now there. And then, gotta get some bird people, because bird people are the best. And they, I've had some straw campaign stuff over here. Where, there you go. Ding. Awesome. Yes. There's Kale right there. Kale and Nessa. Corin and not Corin. Perfect. All right, these are all the entities in here, at least that you're aware of. So, in there around the table, people will sit down, take their drinks. The chatter will continue just for a moment before you guys sit down. And actually, Emmy and Boss will look at you, and of course I blink, but they don't. Just sit here like, yeah. Emmy did say your name earlier and kind of stutter, so kind of giving you, yes, kind of harking back to that a little bit. Or at least I'm making sure you catch it because I'm going a mile a minute.
I thought Emmy did not say that.
Not at first. It was after, like, when she appeared next to Voss, she did it. Almost, it was one of those, like, I have to do this. Almost a competitive thing. So she does that, and then...
Which name does she say?
She says Dorian. Doesn't say the full name.
Sure. Yeah.
And interestingly enough, that's what, like, she said, I believe, Ernest's full name. Did not say Gentleness's full name. And did not say yours either. And you're not sure whether or not it's, they don't know what to call you, or they don't recognize certain names or what. So you can kind of take that in whatever way you would like. But you will all come to order. Everyone kind of takes their seat, and right before they take their seat, Nessa, who you have not seen in a long time, will be the, hello sir, the elegant Trogan Aarakocra, which would be a green and a red kind of color. Like, you will notice that they are in a white robe. This looking like a robe of, almost like a monk's robe. You know, it's one of those, it's kind of, it is pristine, simple in design, like simply made. And yeah, wearing it like relatively proudly. It of course obviously is drenched, but Kale, her father, being very stern, just like almost bald eagle level of fervor there, or like Falcon, just keen gaze, will have Gotta love the old washing machine as it's going crazy. Yeah, it's like, we need to correct the supports on there. So he'll kind of look and he'll preen himself for like just for half a second, like, not here, sort of deal. And it makes me think Lewis is in there. It's like, bro. Oh, I'll make myself a note really quick to write the little things on the bottom so I can correct the supports, because that's almost assuredly what is going on down there.
When I first got mine, it rocked itself across the room.
Nice. Dude, that would be insane if it just like it's actually walking around and you wake up or like, oh my goodness. Let's see. That's what I'll do. It's like, I gotta take myself. Let me see. It's like, who am I on my phone now? Because I'm not the same person anymore. Let's see. So, Nessa will be dressed like that. They come over to you real quick, because I just haven't seen you forever. You know. Dorian? Is that really you?
Great to see you, Miss Rowe.
Oh my God! They'll embrace you. Robes are linen, soft, very, very comfortable, and their feathers, super ticklish, right? These are a very fine feathered lady, and super warm, just has a lot of energy, because of course they're an Aarakocra, so they're flying around all the time. They're literally riding the wind, and it's an energy in which you see the tapered and steeled version of that, honed in. Well, this is just
more of a songbird.
Yeah, it's just open and loving life and they're excited. They have a thing where, and you'll know this in this world, it's not exactly like the Amish, but they do have a thing where they just go and do, they gotta travel. They gotta go see it, especially those who are of noble blood, because they need to be worldly to understand it and know how to engage with it to better their people.
Gotcha.
So Nix would have been on his way. He was just a little older and done something similar. And there will be rumors spreading around, and little Doris will have told you this, but it will have been in confidence, where Nestadel is engaged to the queen of Cason. That's the North Rand, which is funny because that's the south, as far south as one could be. But she will be engaged, and really not a whole lot else other than that. I mean, of Cason and whatnot, but people's reactions and stuff, little Doris will be like, not everybody likes it. So, and also bringing houses together, as you know, at least from history and possibly some engagements prior, just with folks, that can either be a very, very good thing, or it could be horrible. It just depends. So, they'll lean back to, how have you been?
I've been doing just wonderful. How are you? Are your travels going as well as I hear?
I think I'm settled on those. I think that they were great.
Settled here, I hope.
Well, I do plan on, you still have to, take over at some point, potentially, but while I can, I'll enjoy the time, and it was great. And I wish you could have been there.
So do I.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're always welcome up, and and they'll call it Aether for short, but that's a Thotos or a Theros up in the clouds, and they'll say, anytime you want to come. I don't know where to send this, and then she'll pull out an invitation, and they will hand you a wedding invitation.
Congratulations.
She's gonna insight check you to see if you do or not, but you did that very well.
Apparently they are going as well as I hear.
Oh man, yeah, exactly. Is that is funny as heck. I told 2 days. Not that it's anything to hide or that you're worried about it, but
Like I
it's
said,
so funny.
They are going as well as
It's
I
just
hear.
one of those like, ah. So she just, her feathers go a little bit, like, you're not him. You're not him. I.e., you understand this is the bit of tail that can come out if things get. And you've only seen this a few times with Nasarel, which is the bird won't, the predatory part of the bird comes out, but instantaneously, like, nope. I would be very honored if you could come.
I would love to.
I'm sorry, it's very tense. A lot of things going on. Not everybody likes it.
I absolutely understand.
But it would be wonderful if you could come. Yeah. Well, I'm obviously not going to bring you up there myself, but we will schedule or offer you, I don't want to say a ride. It sounds a little weird if we come, like, on my...
Transportation?
Yeah, one of my brothers picked you up. Like you and Nestle and Little Doors kind of like laugh at just the awkwardness of like, what's going on? Do you look at the invitation? You don't have to like study it completely.
Should I open here or wait for home?
Either way. And the reason why I'm asking is because there's something in there I need you to see.
Then I am going to take a quick look.
Totally awesome. So it'll be the name of the ice cream, which TBD, unless you got one. We can pitch alts on our names as much as we want. So, but inside, it's gonna have the 2 brides. It is also going to have who is wedding them. That name is Righteousness.
Righteousness? Who's this?
Oh. And they'll kind of look down at themselves because the white against the red and the green is pretty stark, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's just somebody that we met on my travels, and you wouldn't believe how smart this guy is. And he's so genuine, and he just makes you see things a little differently. And my fiance, she and I just kind of fell right into it. Can we talk later about it?
Yeah,
I mean,
of course. I'm sorry. This is...
No, we can. I really want to talk to you about it.
Yes, please.
Because I think that it may be something that you're interested in.
Could be.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like you ever have a group of friends that you just everybody just gets it, and it's not the norm, and it's almost a little off-putting to some because they just don't understand. It's kind of like that, and it's great.
Maybe that would be something I'm interested in.
It's wonderful, and she'll like cup your cheek. One of those. I haven't felt that in a while. And, she looks right past all that. So, and she's like, well, I'm so happy to have seen you. And she, like, pats herself a little bit, thinking, okay, because she's not super magical, at least in y'all's studies. She's definitely more of, like, monkish or roguish, things of that sort. So it's one of those, like, how do I engage with you further on without being in your face? So, well, let's talk after the meeting, and we'll catch up a little more and see how I can. What's a good way to get in touch with you? Because, I mean, obviously we can fly up, and I'll be up there for a little while planning and prepping, and you will know it is in 2 months from today. Today being, I do believe, Friday, or Friday in this world. At least I had thought, and then I need to have my little calendar up there. Because we were in Embadas when I woke up. Then that next day, yep. So we are on right now the World at Lounge. So it's Bellis. So it's 2 months from today. And that would be, funny enough, on a Friday. It's going to be fucking hilarious if it lines up as Friday the 13th. But 2 months or what? And that would actually be, if it's right now, I thought we started in March. See, it's either March or June, but it will either be August or potentially May. So I'll confirm that with you, okay. Which one of the two it'll be, because it's going to probably come up more than once in regards to that. So it'll be them. You know who's officiating. It is going to be up there, right? So it's going to be hopefully super fun, and it gets a thing for you guys to, hey, you have an inn up there, and I was wondering how that was going to happen before, or you guys just automatically could fly, and I was like, oh, never mind. It's perfect. So tensions will be a little bit up from that, later on. So just when you hear Nasadel and a player to be named later, whomever the fiance is at this moment, I'm just gonna call her Elsa for fun, because it's super.
For now.
Yeah, for now. Placeholder, good old Elsa and Nasadel. We will see who that can be. So we're gonna get a little something going, because if not, also, let's be real, I'm a thief. But it is what it is. Other GMs, I was listening to Matt Koval, and he's like, you are only as clever as your
most clever player who recognizes what you're saying.
Well, the thing is, much to that point is, if you have the most obscure reference in the world and no one knows what it is, and they're like, this guy's a genius. It's one of those, they just hadn't read this book or whatever. So it's, sadly, I'm not well read. Am I well movied? Oh yeah.
That's about all I got.
Yeah, that's me, man. Under the sea. I should have named somebody Sebastian. It's still out there, so still on the list.
How many characters have to be named?
Oh my, dude, there's so many people in this, which I love. I love that. Like, and if they are meaningful and you guys know and catch on and do this, that, and the other, it's very fun. So I'm a big fan. Everyone will sit.
We'll talk after. For now, serious faces, I think.
She does something that I used to do. It's like, and so she's gonna do this, and she'll kind of like nod her head at you
and break it at me.
First, before that, you'll have a thing where she would do this, and it'd be something where she would have a very hard time keeping the straight face, and so you would go for like half a second before you both started losing it, right? So, boop, and y'all will just start going. Little Doris will just shake her head and kind of like the last remnants of dampness, so much hair, will just be loving it, right? It's one of those, a warm, fantastical moment. Nasadel, this is the seating arrangement, right? So actually you could basically sit right by her, be kind of a round table there. It will be, so, Kelda, I really want to name this person Vane, but that's a League of Legends character who looks just like her. Little Doris, Dorian, Gale, Nasadel, we have Voss, because, big and metallic. We have Emmy, and then we have Corin. So let's sit down, and you all will kind of come to order. Welcome everybody. I'm glad you could be here on such a lovely day. Looking outside, you do hear like the crackle of thunder as that occurs. And we have a lot to discuss. A lot has happened since the last one of these. Thank you all for coming to. I have to think for a second about how much of a dick he wants to be. Like, for coming here to such a lovely home, and putting up with the frivolities of that. I know that not everybody is keen on, and of course with that it's a subtle like nod to Voss and Kale. They're a little bit more like, I want to say, in my mind they were very much Indian, like Native American, kind of like, or like Mesopotamian, things of that sort, where they're kind of like, or Aztecian kind of a deal, in my head.
You said Voss and Kale.
So yeah, he's saying these two aren't big fans of this. So, because Voss, I mean, you've never seen the inside of his sanctum or where he lives. Jen has said that she has cleaned his place. But you've never been inside her and haven't asked to describe it. So, which, that'll be a fun one. Obviously does not clean Kale's place because that's a little too far away. And he hums, so he doesn't really live in the city. If he has to stay for some reason, y'all don't know where it is. At least at this time, that has not been established. So, okay, well, we have the members of the council and their seconds. It has come to our attention that several happenings have been going on. Thank you, Kelda, and for your research. And for those who have done research without proper authority or strategy or collaboration, because honestly, where would you even know to start looking? You will see Voss kind of turn their head, and it'll be towards Emmy a little bit. Like, not enough where he's not turning to do full eye contact here. He's turning to Blade to see, because y'all would be in the circle, right? Mm-hmm. So kind of in that same vein of doing outside of their authority sort of investigations. So you kind of get that, like, you pick up on that a little bit. All right, well, two of my guides just got blown the hell up. What are we supposed to do about that? Granted, they were two of the dumbest motherfuckers ever, but still. And people fighting in the streets. You're gonna have chaos here soon. Kale immediately, when someone just mentions that, it's like, I don't think so. And he'll have like a kind of a deeper kind of voice. That'll be the last thing that's gonna happen here. Isn't that right, Dorian? We don't want any chaos, any trouble.
No.
Just swift justice. And you see, like, this person just looks radical. And you kind of see a strap here. You know what that's for. At least you've heard about it. And you've heard the screams before. Very faintly. Well, have you figured anything out? Should I give someone a ride?
We've figured out the location that the device came from so far.
And where's that?
I do not remember.
Holiday Farm.
Holiday.
And funny enough, as you go to say it, he will say, it was a holiday farm. He will then, Voss, I say he, it, Voss will look over and say, but yes, we knew that before it ever arrived.
And we knew it was arriving?
Ezekiel at this point will say, new, not new, who really is the judge of anything? But we had to protect those in need. And we had to let things happen so we could have justice served indeed.
Well, Kale, it sounds like perhaps whoever needs to go for a ride is in this room.
Elaborate.
Mr. Hawthorne here seems to be inferring that he knew that the device was coming into town.
Look, we all knew the device was coming here, but we had to have it go off so we can do what needs to be done. Coming from our lovely Kelda. Well, Doris puts her hand on your arm and gives you a look of, like, almost asking for an apology. Before, well, what's done is done, and it was awfully tragic. Sadly, we all know that we could not have something like that happen inside of the Arcanum. Voss will speak up. As Voss takes a big swig, it'd be funny as fuck. Well, we could have, we just did not know if we would all survive. Nestle just is like, you know, beak open. What? You know, so you and her are clocking, Kale's also, so what you're saying is, the people at the Holiday Farm, those who will be served swift justice, we're planning on attacking us instead. Corin speaks up. Yes, Kel, that's right. But it's difficult to try someone on thinking about murdering the leaders of a city. It's a lot easier to remove them if they try and fail.
Better the commoners than you?
I will not dignify that as a response, good sir. But let's be real. We would have brought them back if we could have. But what they were planning on doing to us, you saw what that did.
I felt what that did.
Yes, you did. Make me an intelligence or history check for me.
10.
The only d20s I rolled were I love that they were just 2 nat 20s. I'm like, there you go. Something that that's me talking. This is DM talking to Johnny. Something that I always thought was funny was the figure that was in the cloud and walked away, and no one talked to him. No one said anything. They were going to go get checked out by the guard, and they just left. Yeah, I remember very specifically because they were sitting there, and I let them sit there. They were the one in the mask. Oh yeah, no, it's
Swing and a miss.
hey, you're good. A lot of wild stuff was happening, but no one saw the person just standing there. Didn't make any saves. Didn't engage in combat. Just kind of like. What did it feel like as he pipes up again?
To slowly turn into this?
No, I thought you meant you were part of the gas.
No, I saw the gas.
Oh, you saw that. I understand.
Did
Tragic. But we actually thought that maybe you and your compatriots would like to help bring Holiday Farm to its knees.
I'd love that and more.
We'll work on the more later. One step at a time. And you will hear in your mind It's not a. I'm trying to think about this voice because it can technically be whatever you want, but it's like a very much like I don't want to say Rachel Ray, like, but it's like that level of deep, like for a lady, and it's one of those. The first knife you put into him doesn't have to be in the face. Bide your time. Be smart. And as they'll push their glasses up, super thin. They're like the ones I have, like very small, tiny. At this angle, you see that person has a super big gash on their throat. Probably why they don't make any sense. Well, what are you gonna need to head down there? Are you gonna be traveling on the World Bridge? And Voss will look over to Emmy. Emmy will pipe up. Yes, I believe it's coming tomorrow. Tomorrow. Dawn. Voss will put his hand on their shoulder, and the stuttering will go and instantly stop. Like, they will be here tomorrow. Dawn. Captain Balthazar will be waiting. You will deliver.
Well, we may need supplies going down there.
God, everything going. Corin will kind of look over at Ezekiel. Ezekiel, at you. Don't think we wouldn't arm you to the teeth. You're also going to have the greatest warship that exists. Ah, I think you're forgetting Kazadmar. The things that my people built. And of course, that being the fucking cruise ship of the city that is literally a fortress. Like, it's just rows and rows and rows of guns and tech and all this stuff. And obviously, it's a cruise ship. Brian killed me with that realization. I was like, oh, it's just like that. You would know the captain of that, not them personally, but know who that is. That is a emerald dragonborn. That would be, and I think this is gonna stay, but yeah, they're an emerald dragonborn named Zalrissa, Xalrisa. They are the captain of Kazadmar. And Kazadmar, as you would be well studied to know, is dwarven for basically like floating fortress. So, Lil Doris will, I can't not say it, Lil Doris, like Lil, forever, tainted. Love it. Lil Doris will look over, well yeah, we'll head over to Mr. Greenwood's and we'll saddle you all up with everything that you may need. And, you know, Doris does not have like really a combative bone in them, like never seeks justice, never does this. It was like, but she'll tell you, give him hell.
We certainly will.
Still, Nasadel is just, bing, 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 still kind of taken aback. Well, if that matter is settled, we know who did it and how and why and when. And we soon don't have to worry about them anymore. Thanks to the new expeditionary force of Alexandria. Would you care to lead them? Does he have any military capabilities? Are you trained in the ways of tactics and combat? You must be very good with that bow and maybe even better with that broken sword. But can you really do any sort of thing out there?
Very important point of note. He does not pull that out.
I know.
Okay. I thought as much, but I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Could you repeat that? Sorry,
No,
you caught me off guard.
I know, you're good, you're good. Hey, that perfect. It's working as intended then. So she's asking effectively, are you combat trained? Like, are you a soldier is basically what she's asking, right? Getting into it, because for them, they want the leader to be a soldier. Obviously, it's different for every single person. So they're going to bring up their 2 cents. You're going to have, they will refrain for a moment. Little Doris will say, well, he's the most compassionate of them all. I mean, he knows when to stay his hand. That is what you need in a good leader. It is somebody who has empathy and compassion and knows when to take a life and when to spare one. That's what courage is. And then Voss will say, are you capable?
I am capable.
Define capability to me.
I can do the job that needs doing.
And what job is that? Dorian Nixon. And even Voss will have a hard time saying that. Unrecognized name. Not that he'll say that out loud, but you're picking that up.
Pursuing justice.
Kale with it. I think he is the one. He will take a slow breath. If only he was the one marrying this chick, a D. And that's what I was like. Dad, please. You understand our ways. You get what tradition means. This is a perfect match. Little Doris's hand is like, have you ever seen Scrubs?
That is my favorite show, except for the very last season.
God damn it, Johnny.
They tried to reboot it?
No, I'm saying God damn it
Because I get it?
because I couldn't like you even more. God damn it, Brian! That is funny as fuck.
Oh.
Inspiration. Oh, I still have to get the.
Like I'll need it.
I still have to get the dice, babe. Oh, yeah. Oh, and I think I am going to go with a 3 dice system because the 3 will be something better. But what I want to do, I want to, if you guys ever come together for it, if everyone gives their inspiration to somebody, you can cast wish. But it's going to be the other person you give it to. So you got to trust them. And it's going to be one of those like, oh no, who do we give this to? Almost like the Dragon Balls. I also have to give one. A special one that y'all don't know about yet. Which I'm very excited for. So, very neat.
It's for Scrubs references.
Oh my god. Whew. It's super fun, man. So, grabs onto Turk's leg. And he's like, because JD sees the nanny, the hot nanny. He's like, I have to go hug her hello. Killed me, man. So little Doris is like, and so you're being Turk in this moment of just getting like, ah. As you can tell, little Doris is a little bit jealous, and the red feathers of necessarily, or the green feathers almost become a little bit red, like they sheen a little, where that's how they're gonna kind of blush, right? It's hard for a bird where feathers don't change. In the the Aarakocra, at least in this world setting, they can flush like oh, hello, sort of a deal. So they are, as red as that chair now, all of their colors, and they're like, please stop this. And then Kale will look over and says, well, at least I'm not giving him a ride. And he just kind of crosses, he actually is like Sam Eagle That's like, think about him as that's who that is. Just not as old. It's very a young Sam Eagle. So crosses his arms, his feathers just out, because it's one of those where my air cooker when I make one is going to be a songbird, bard. They look like an oriole. They're called Melody, and I can't fucking wait for them ever. But they will have. I talk with my hands a lot. They're going to talk with their hands and their wings and their everything. And so when people get when these air cookers get excited,
Feathers up.
yeah. So Kale definitely thinks that is a very good idea, and he's like, well, you're not married yet, so. And that's what I was like, kill me. You kind of get that look like, help. So Corin will say, yes, I believe you'd be the perfect leader. Expeditionary Force, Jory and Nixian, leader of the Force. And he's just like so.
I know, who would have thought?
Yeah, you're perfect for it.
I sure think so. It's important to step outside every now and then. See the world for what it is.
Silly. I guess you have to have a place as nice as this to not want to leave.
It's true.
And the music kind of gets a little more upbeat as the toe tapping. Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
13.
Okay,
That might be the highest I've rolled in these last.
God, yeah, I was like, oh man. I thought it was very fun to do the Bayor thing at first of like, I'm gonna take every single roll, do my averages and all that.
It hurts my feelings too much.
What I found was I'm perfectly average. Just like everybody, because that's why it's called average. And it was funny as hell because over like 20 sessions, it all evened out to perfectly average. And I'm like, this is stupid. Like, why am I doing this? Because also, same kind of a deal. It kind of, what do you call it? Like, very much was the 20s, so cool. But it would all just come out to like between 11 and 13. And I'm like, this is not even worth it. I'm like, why am I even doing this? So, your toe will just start going. Difficult to stop. But it's one of those, it's not a bad thing, but it will definitely, yeah. Not super upbeat, but definitely nice and kind of a Hey Arnold-esque, you know. So, well, now that that's settled, should we do anything for Ernest? Does he need new staff?
I would say
help
yes,
him.
he needs new staff. Putting up.
Do you think he would not mind some automatons? As you
I'm
look
not
at him.
sure how comfortable. I mean, he wasn't super comfortable in the Arcanum, so I think he was wanting to move along. However, we can run it by him. I could bring Emmy by and see how he feels.
That would be acceptable, like he will say. Okay, well, try and persuade him with, and Voss will have to take a second. Technology.
Well, it's not just him I'm convincing, it's the rest of it's the clientele.
Does it matter if it does the job?
Depends on the job.
What sort of a job could a robot not do? Or a synthetic organism not do?
Well, I'm comfortable with anything, but if it's a patron's first time interacting with an automaton, they might not be quite as, they might react nervously.
So, boss is not giving a whole lot of expression, but they will actually give like pause for a second, and it's the first acknowledgement you've actually seen of. You can make an insight check if you would like to see what he's thinking.
I need to roll more dice so it evens out.
Please do.
Nope.
Okay.
Wait. 15.
You can roll an extra D10 as well because you've been given bardic inspiration.
24.
So in that moment, when they may not be comfortable seeing like a robot or an automaton or something like that. Us in the pause, like, so I have to make them not look like that to get the job done. So you clock that pretty well. As we all take notes here. And then Kale will say it is settled. New workers, expeditionary crew. Ezekiel says, "It sounds like the stage is set. Are you all ready to perform?" Old Ern hasn't brought it out in a little while.
He has it on him.
I'll break it out right now.
He'll whip it out for you anytime you ask him to.
Okay.
I know. And you kind of get the inclination like, has this man done this before? Like, or does he just know Ern really well? That's another insight check you can make if you would like.
Yeah, I do.
That one's actually a no.
Okay. In that case, it's one of those, this guy is just a pompous prick. Okay. Lil Doris will look around and say, okay, well, so you all should be back, I think, in time if you're going to, and she'll kind of motion up in the sky where everyone would, funny enough, people look, but they're going to stare at the ceiling. But in the ceiling now, very much the Harry Potter Grand Hall, and then up you can see Atheris perfectly. And it is obviously far away, like it would be like a moon or whatever, but it is up there. But also, across the way, almost perfectly, like spaced apart from each other in regards to Alexandria, looks just like a freaking mess. Like Jupiter is an interesting way to put it, but instead of the gas, it's flame. So there's like kind of flame happening around it, because Jupiter is just a big ball of gas until you hit the center, right? So this is just storms, terrible storms all the time.
On Atheris?
This is Ember Falls on the other side.
Gotcha.
So you see Ember Falls up there, and they're like, yeah, who was supposed to go up to Ember Falls and regale their presence down here? They're not super keen on us. I mean, Dorian's friend here is, he is a lot. And
Who's saying that?
this is little Doris. It's like, he's a lot. And I'm on this council with y'all.
I think he's keen on some of us. I would make a very pointed glance at Kelvin.
Oh, I'll crush him one day. Not today, not tomorrow. But you know what they say, what happens at weddings? Third second. Who I will dub Vane for now. Well, just the slowest turn. Like, okay. Hey, it's not my fault. No one has as big a set as he does. Right in my face.
As long as everyone's having fun, I guess.
Ezekiel just like Yes, he is quite a character. A hothead, but that is no offense to him or his father, who we're bringing down here. But
Is he aware of that?
who?
Milliard.
Oh, Millie Vanilli? No, I don't think they have a wonderful relationship. So if we told him, all it would do is stir him up.
Understood.
But just got to figure out a way of getting up there without being, incinerated. Because they can come and go as much as they want, but hard to walk through fire unless, you like them. And boss will look over and say, the ship we are almost finished with is about ready for launch. Corin will look over to Voss and to Kale and kind of, it'll get real serious. Voss, I don't know if this is the best company to discuss the ship, but now that it's here, you will see Amy stand up and get in the center of this place, like of the table, because it will be one where it's not a huge flat table. And Amy will look over, stand in the center, be looking at Bosch, and effectively stand for a second. Voss look like he will not even shift in his demeanor. Say, I believe we're almost ready for deployment. We are still working on integrity. And he just finger does this. A dark green beam comes out. Do me a favor and roll me a d20, please. And actually, I need to do something really fast before you do that. You can go ahead and roll it, but okay. I was gonna see if I was roll natural one. He's like, man, just erase Johnny.
4.
You will see that Emmy, no fear, no nothing, just stands there. Bye. That's the last thing you hear before they go, and they're just dust. I guess we still need to work on integrity, as Voss says, looking over, not thinking anything has changed in the world. Again, Nessa was like, almost kind of like, wait, no, we need to get out of here. It's kind of like,
Trying to get to look like I want to join the cult.
that is exactly right. So, I say a big, and this is a, like, this size beam. Just a, boop. And I'm sorry, he would not do the gun. The gun does not make any sense for him. He would do just a simple, merp. And he would do it and not even like continue to have the hand up. It's just boop. And already be talking, knowing the result before continuing on. Kale says, now that's justice. But it is difficult to test integrity and will and strength by magic alone. Boss. The strength of mind and strength of will are all I'll ever need. And you almost hear a bit of glee in that, where normally they're just making their point, very monotone, but it's one of those like, people in here with that, they would all be great, like take each other out in an instant, but they also have a deeper understanding of, okay, if we start fighting, it's over. This whole thing ends. So, well, I guess the ship's not ready. I believe it goes without saying this week, Warren. Please don't say anything about the ship. And they'll obviously have perfect teeth, not my fucking tin grin or toothy maw. But you may tell your father, or not your father. Sorry. Milliard's father, or Milliard about his father. God, I haven't talked this long in a while. Goodness gracious! Normally it's just fun to sit over there and stare out the window.
Too much fun.
Oh. There's another one. Ezekiel is going to say, so what do you know about old Millie?
What do I know about him?
Yeah, you all are fast friends. If that's kind of a crowd you're starting to hang around with.
He's a man of action, like some.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Oh, he acts all right.
Yeah.
Acts without a second thought. Goes to not even the beat of his own drum, because at least they have rhythm.
He has some friends to think for him.
Yeah. Chew. Blowing past all of this, it's like, absolutely love it. Well, what do you think he'll do with old Pops comes down? Because he is about as level-headed as a teenager. Little boy with a dick in his hand.
Milliard or his father?
Actually, Dorian, that's a very good question. His father is stern and man of industry. Literally runs the entire energy system up there. They just have an island flying by tech alone. It's wild, actually.
That is wild.
Yeah, would take us some time. And he kind of looks over at Boss, like Ezekiel would kind of point his direction at Boss of like, yeah, take us a little while, forever. Basically being like, your fucking shit sucks. So, we'll have that, and then ship. That's that. Yes, I do believe. Kelda will pipe up. All right, I'll go up there and get his father down here. It can't be that bad, and I don't. Somehow, by the grace of some god, if I got dropped, I wouldn't die. And then Ezekiel will roll his eyes. Yes, 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 we've all heard the tale of the one when they failed. They didn't. And you know him as being very melodic and very limericky and all that, and he's like, yeah, I was blessed with the ability to just not get hurt when I fall. It has been very helpful. How did it, Kale? And he goes, I hate it. No magic or nothing. It's absolutely astounding.
Wow.
Yeah. Lord says, we think a god may have blessed them, but we don't know what for or how. And heaven forbid, some god made that lady immortal. The vain character will kind of look over at you and give me a perception check for me, please.
Can only get better.
Oh man, do it to it.
No, it can't. Natural one.
She, like, effectively, you're just kind of staring off at Kelda, like, how in the world is this happening? As something is happening, or something's not happening. Then you're like, oh, yeah, wow, that's incredible.
It's insane.
Yeah, I don't know. Not I. But, hey, don't be giving that away. You're here. Or else you might get pointed at.
Understood.
And you just kind of see they're all like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? In regards to Emmy is nothing. So. Okay. Corin will. Okay. All right. Kelda and Vane will go and escort. I believe. I'm just going to call them Porphyros right now, but it is there's two characters from. Have you ever seen Baron Munchausen? Like the Adventures of Baron Munchausen, the old movie and whatnot. So there is a character in here who I believe Ryan's kind of basing some people off of, and they are his parents, if I remember correctly. And I can't for the life remember the name, but they are these two, and one of them is like the father is very much what do you call it? He's very industrious, very hard worker, and then the mom almost looks like Julie Roberts from Pretty Woman, like old school, all of that. Let me see Millionaire's parents there. So they will. These two going to them. Gonna go fetch them. They will have to essentially be either carried or have a spell go up. So they'll talk logistics a little bit later, but they'll essentially be like, okay, do we do this? Do we do that? A couple little like notes here or there. Well, but the timing is what's important. So it's going to be before, like, effectively in like 3 weeks. So 3 weeks, and then the parents shall be here, because what they're going to have to do is go up, engage with them a little bit. They're going to send a message first to make sure they don't just like people blast in there.
So Millionaire's father will be here in 3 weeks.
That's correct. And then they got to go and do the rigmarole, try to persuade them to, for one, come down and not like lose their freaking mind, and then say, hey, we're in here. Let's make sure we don't like kind of have them, you know, be off-putting and whatnot. But, so. Oh, that's funny. Where I go lower and it gets louder because it catches up with what the volume's supposed to be. But Milliard kind of starts, or not Milliard, I keep wanting to say it. They two are both dancers in my head. So Ezekiel and Milliard, but I think that time to take a recess because I'm a little famished and I couldn't eat another bite. As he gets up, and then they go and kind of disperse. You know, it's gonna be like a quick little 10-minute deal, but they'll have refreshments and things. It'll be similar to like pretty much like Hogwarts, right? Like they just have like a little kind of buffet, like smorgasbord kind of area there, and like you get to kind of hang out for a second, but immediately when y'all get up, and so I was like, okay, I know this is like this, just like this. What? So she's gonna say, I didn't know this was like this. Did you know this was like this? I guess this is why they didn't bring us to these before, maybe? I don't know.
Fucking bum. Get on that bar.
Well, of course, I'm making that face. She's just... she has more expression than that, but of course.
They could have pushed it off in the ocean. They needed it to kill people because they wanted justification to go down there.
Yeah. You're all right. Don't be irrational here. Go find a service.
Can you be rational?
And you'll kind of see them. Their wings don't flap, but it makes enough like where they kind of bring their wings a little bit closer, and then you see the dust move a little bit. And that's her subtle way of telling you that's out. Because she does not need to be poked 2 months before her wedding goes off. Yeah, that's... I mean, it's bad. But what are we gonna do? I mean, what are you planning on doing? And she's like, okay. And she, this is the political game. So she's got to kind of distance herself to a degree, but also be like, there is a very deep sort of trust there. Because y'all are, I say y'all are friends. I'm just forcing that out there in the world. But she is a entity, much like Lil Doris, not ill repute, right? So somebody who is connected, but is what you may perceive as more rational and not insane.
I mean, my primary goal is to make sure that you don't have any more bombs out here, or beings for that matter, werewolf attack and all these rest of the day. Or, I don't know if it was a werewolf.
Well, you could describe it as that perfectly, and then that would be like, what? Because she didn't necessarily know what it is or what it isn't, but it did it had that kind of shape, because it had weird shit, extended claws, like a fucked up face. Kind of like, have you seen the preview for the new Wolfman? So, he just, it's one of those, it looks just gruesome, and it's slow. So you get kind of like that, just weird things are going out of proportion. It's almost like somebody cast transmutation on someone. Have you seen Critical Role? Know about season 1 or whatever? Or sorry, season 2?
I've watched season 2.
So,
Or listened to her.
right, but yeah, God, that's a lot to watch. But when they change Beth, it's like someone does that, but instead they cast it at too high a level and they don't know what the outcome's going to be. So it just changes, the thing's form, and they're like, what? But effectively, it's like, do you need to come stay with us? It's very dangerous.
I would, but I feel like I need to do this before anything else happens in the city.
Do you think they would try again? And how do we know that they're even there?
I don't know why they targeted that building specifically twice.
What do you mean?
I mean, someone here in this room, I believe, had that device diverted. But that creature could have gone anywhere.
And so it connects with her. You mean the creature and the thing are both targeting this place, right? It's a village rest. I don't know. Anybody would be dumb enough to do that. Do you think the second thing was on purpose, like trying to actually kill people? Or at least cause just, I guess, maybe a big enough distraction? I mean, I wasn't there, I don't know. Well, are you okay? I mean, you're not staying there, are you?
Yeah. I don't really have anywhere else. Well, I guess that's plain enough.
You see, as you look around just briefly during this brief intermission, like kind of Goran takes a bite of something and just. And then it's Jen will clean that up later. She's really good, your friend. And makes this place spotless.
Hard work builds character. Something you certainly can't buy.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, if you haven't already, I guess you don't really need to buy it.
I'm gonna stab that man repeatedly.
It's like, just, fucking Nesalobo. Hey, well, go easy. I know it's frustrating.
I'll be easy for now. I mean, look who's around. It's a later thing.
I would say, do you know who that man is? And then she'll kind of like, without giving away too much, but point to Ezekiel.
I don't have a great understanding, but I get that I don't want to do it while he's here.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with him. He, if you thought that corn was bad, it's, not fun stories to be told. And if you thought 5 people were bad.
I mean, everyone else I'm fine with. Great deal of respect for your father. Kelda's predictable.
See, that's why they, I think, keep her around. But it's not all bad being somewhat predictable, because it means people can count on you.
I don't look down on her.
Well, I mean,
I respect how straightforward you are.
she'll kind of nudge you, like, just to bring some levity, because it's super heavy. But I understand.
Boss, I can't begin to comprehend. And Bildor's is Eldorus, and Corrin is a particular kind of bastard.
I know this is not the right time, but I didn't even think about this. You know, I have my family up in Atheris, but you need to be my best man.
Be honored, but do we plan a trip?
I don't know. Yes.
Have a big night out? I haven't been to an Aarakocra wedding.
She'll like, yeah. And you know, this is her just agreeing to any different weird thing, because
That sounds fun.
it's not, you know, over in this super traditional land, it's like, nothing fun. It's one of those like, yeah,
Day of.
yeah, escape and yeah, like leave and all that. Yeah, we'll have to talk about it again. Oh, and also, I need to introduce you to righteousness. He's a very good teacher.
Is righteousness here?
High or low?
Hi.
High 4.
Righteousness is here.
He's right behind you. I rolled a 94. He's not right, literally right behind. He's like hello. Yeah, I think he is. You know,
that was my best roll of the night. So
nothing wrong with that. Let me take a very important note here. So. Yeah, you know, there aren't a lot of places to worship here. Yeah, there's not many places to do that, but he's not going to go into the sanctum. It's too too much, you know.
Where's the sanctum?
Sorry, the Sanctum Arcanum. But no, I think he'll be probably over in the slums. Like, you know, they have the and I'm having a hard time coming up with a word that's effectively something that's nicer than poorhouse, like a place that you could go if you're either well beyond your luck. And now they have them in the city and out of the city because there is a little bit of areas outside of the actual walls. But I think it's probably over. Oh, I don't know if he knows we're here. I think he knows that we're here. He knows a lot.
Did we worship righteousness?
Oh no.
Just making sure.
No, you were just you purchased the work of worship. You hold on a second. I want to get this name right because this will be very important as well. Let me pull something up real quick. Let's see. Here we go. Perfect. How do you do? Let's see, control F. Trying to think of this person's name because insanity. Is this gonna be all of them? Let's see, next. There's so many. I was gonna say there's so many. It's not gods, but it's the name of this person because it starts with the T.
Tiamat.
God, if only. Shit, it'd be amazing. You and that'd be something. Oh, there it is. Thiraf. Thiraf. Yeah. So no, we worship. I mean, you know, it's just nice to have something to look up to. Yeah, Thiraf. Yeah, the knower and the seer. And yeah, righteousness is his prophet.
Wow.
We are blessed. He would love to meet you.
Well, I'd be happy to head over there. It sounds like I have quite the meeting schedule after this. I need to let everyone know we're going on the World Bridge tomorrow, pick up supplies at Greenwood. I thought I was taking her to Melody's Rest to speak to Ernest, but
Who's that? Little Doris?
Emmy.
Oh yeah. Change of plans, I guess.
I guess.
That was terrifying. I don't want to be.
Anywhere near.
I mean, I don't know if necessarily it's like what they do to us, or. But I mean, Emmy seemed like a pretty cool person.
Yeah.
They are not people. And you also be standing there, kind of come up beside y'all. It's one of those, like, just very, hello. I will get Ernest a new entity later today. Shall I have it delivered to Melody's Rest? I may have a pupil who could help.
I really just need to run it by him first.
Okay.
I don't think he'd like just showing up. Did your dog just show up there, didn't he?
I don't own a dog. Amy was fond of animals.
Oh.
Of course, he can't smile, but I certainly can.
That's fascinating.
Why did you think I liked dogs?
It had the little, it had like a V on its collar.
I don't think I'm the only person in Alexandria with the name V. Or the name that begins with V.
Was it like a robo dog?
On the inside, like it looked like a thing, like an actual living thing, until you looked right on the inside and it had like the deadlights in it. So it's one of those. It was live, it was very thin. So it wasn't like if it was a machination. The only way you would be able to tell if one is looking inside of it, cutting it open, or just being like, okay, that dog.
Something ain't right.
Yeah, like that's a little too weird for me, you know what I mean? But yeah, they like no, I don't have use for animals.
It's a shame, they're quite comforting.
Animals?
Yeah.
What does one need comfort for?
Peace of mind. Makes places feel like home.
Home. What is a home to someone like me?
Where you spend your time, where you relax and unwind. Hang your head at the end of the day. Feel safe.
I am always safe.
Where the average person generally feels safe.
Average. And he just walks off. They kind of come back to, or right before that, little Doris is going to say, you know, as, you all right?
It's been a while.
Yeah. Do you need me to help you?
Do you have another set of those stones?
I mean, I grab some.
That'd be great, thank you. I need to be able to get messages to and from Nesserel.
No. I mean, she might have some. How fast you need them?
I mean, I'm not sure. When are you leaving?
And she, at this point, has walked back to Kale, who's kind of like beckoned her over. You don't know. So, well, I mean, let me see what I can do, and maybe we can catch her on the way out. I need to talk to Faye. You know, she has some wonderful items out there.
Faye?
Yeah, Faye.
Who's that?
Well, that's the awfully pretty purple-haired lady who married to that Smith, big old arms.
Oh.
Yeah, real strong. Whew. You know, goodness. Yeah, but she is very, very wise and very, very strong. With magic, of course. You know.
Oh, those are the other people I needed to meet. Hoping to have them take a look at my equipment before leaving.
Gotcha. That'll be something that, if you like, either for one, we could do it here. It's not a big deal. Also, the what do you call it? That can definitely be done. Like, have been done, and before today, however you need it to be done. Because I
there's all
think
that needs to go down. And I was like, oh, there's so much.
there's a lot happening for sure. It's one of those, like, I was trying to give it enough, just like not too wild, but space it out a little bit so people could have a hint of time, and then all right, we're going somewhere. Now, granted, remember, it is not a requirement to get on the roll bridge, but it may be fun. I cannot wait to play all those motherfuckers.
I probably would have gone over there beforehand.
Sure.
I you so much about my family's plate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you take some more time to think about it, history, also she's a dwarf. But remember, she does not hail from the furnace. She
Right.
comes from here. So she, like, knows a lot about...
But for it to be
I mean, you've pulled it out though before.
not like publicly. This is very much like a private.
No, she also, I stand by what I said.
Yeah.
Maybe she's just really, really good at knowing how heavy something sits on a person.
Perhaps.
Because she is a very good soldier. Or other things, who knows.
Who
But-
could say?
Yeah, you could say. I mean, just how would you know? How can you tell? But they will come back to what do you call it? Come back to order. Be sitting. And these restaurants there, bear back. And we will take a quick 5. Yeah, use the boys' room, yeah. Let's see. That's it. You want a beverage or something? Want some water, some coffee?
Thank
Alright, no way I can talk all this much without having something to wet the old whistle. And I'm very happy to give you the colloquialism of don't know them someone from Adam.
you. Whoa.
Right. Don't know someone from Adam. That was a very fun thing to share because I forget where I heard it from. Obviously the first time, but I heard it recently. And I was like, yeah.
Getting that one on text, I was like,
Right.
fuck is that?
Yeah. It's like there is no like nothing here. But okay. Fucking the 94 on if righteousness is gonna be here is pretty wild.
What's that?
Righteousness. So that'll be quite interesting. I've got in regards to let me lay out something really fast because I want to make sure we hit a few topics. Like I'm basically, for one, you're getting the inside scoop. Another certain bits of information that's going down that you can do with the information what you will. So let me see. We have Nestlé. Because I have like a list in my head. This. So
Yep.
let's see that. There's Dad. It's almost like I have something for everybody. How about that?
Crazy.
Isn't that wild? Well,
His dad,
you know,
Genesis is around, Hawthorne's there for Cormac. No one knows what Francis has going on yet.
you will in a moment. Well, I say that. You don't know. Well, what he's really got going, but what is going to be reported, or maybe what it's not reported, or maybe what it is, you know, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, oh yeah, no, we get into Frank. Because there are two more things that I've got, and then of course, if there's stuff that you want to try to probe them for, you most certainly can. I mean, you won't know the outcome, but they may most certainly give it to you, because they may think it's like, who gives a shit, or it's also one of those, the blurting out about the ship, it's pretty humorous. And it's almost, is this punishment to himself and killing, or like just evaporating Emmy, or is it one of those, he actually is trying to show the integrity of the thing? You just don't know. So, Ernest is, let's see, oh, yes, that's one thing I need to make sure that I keep that in mind is, I gotta spell it right. I gotta find the spelling I like, because Cade, do you remember who that is?
Cade?
Cade, yeah. That's the individual who met with Sam, or Gentleness, who was playing as Tom Zane. So, bring them up. Okay, yeah, perfect. Cool. Okay, perfect. I'm trying to think who's going to talk first. I think Kale is going to, and I want to say Kale, but I'm also like Kal-El, because of course that's Superman's,
Right.
And I'm like, that's super neat, but also I don't want it to be then, oh, that's what they think about a Superman. However,
Real quick, before we jump in with,
let's do it.
can I have said something to Calda?
To who? Kelda? Sure, of course, please.
I just wanna.
Yeah, let's go for it. Oh, any of it, we'll do as much as we want.
Main goal here is just to be like, hey, I know I may not have been the first choice, but I appreciate your support in our expedition party. I'm really just trying to develop some rapport with her, because I have Doris, I have him, I would love to have her as well.
Okay. Yeah, we can play it out. Is there a way that you're trying to do it, like a strategy? You know,
Mostly, thank you. You can trust me. If Milliard ever comes to be a little too much,
I think there's a strategy here that you might be keen to already. Like, but of course, there's 9 fucking people in here, and also now we're stacks on stacks on stacks. What is Durian's intelligence score?
13.
Okay, that is well above average, right? He, you have pretty good charisma too.
No.
So it's Dex, is that what it is?
Actually, it's an 11.
Okay, so it's not off-putting or bad, right? So, so what is it? Is it Dex, Con, Int, like, where are we at here?
Dex 17, Constitution 14, Intelligence, Wisdom 13, Charisma 11, Strength 8.
Okay, perfect. The reason why I'm asking is because I'm trying to get his framework of what can I'm trying to get also better at, your character would know this, I understand in the moment, this is very difficult, like fucking me playing a 28 level intelligence person, that was the dumbest decision in the world. But hey, here we are. However, super fun, and also I got a lot of help. So in that instance, and also reading and listening to other just other GMs and how their games are going, it's like, oh, well, make sure it's not to try to get people for the sake of just like, babe, we
Gotcha.
yeah, because it's like, oh, your character obviously knows this. This is a very tense moment. This game is difficult in general, and also I think we take each other seriously in regards to it's fun and we appreciate each other's time and stuff. So it's like, I'm in the spotlight or whatever. So with that being said, if I ever try to give people some information, it is not to say, Well, yeah, you just get it, whatever. We need to move it on. This is very important, like, sort of a deal. Hence why all the questions. But I just realized, or remembered, I can go to your character sheet. Which is great, and I love that I can see all that. So, very good. Oh, yeah. With 13 Wisdom and Intelligence, you would definitely know, for Kelda specifically, and, you know, she'll be very brash originally, and also, until you prove yourself as the soldier, like, that will be when you kind of lock it in, but you kind of almost already feel like, why would her second talk to me? And literally pace me on my plot, you know? So, you know, Dorian would know, like, how do you become someone's significant other? You become friends with their best friend. So, you kind of have that in, but
Then I may shoot her.
Well, so you can play it either way. You know what I mean? So you can actually try both and just be super subtle with one versus like, oh, hey, I can talk to this person, and you remember, you already have a connection with this person in regards to, they are, not that you can obviously read their mind about how they feel about that, but it's very different. Y'all share a few commonalities that might not be readily apparent. So yeah, I will, when I solidify their name, I will let you know, because they would introduce everybody here to say, hey, this is who they are, and their title, or I don't want to say, well, maybe lack thereof, like, but is there a way that you would have preferred with Kelda in this instance, or with Vane, as I'm dubbing right now?
I would just walk up to them
Mm-hmm.
and say, I know you may have preferred someone with more military experience, but I very much appreciate the support of the Office of the Marshal of Defense. I will not let you down.
You see, they'll kind of straighten up a little because you're addressing them correct, what they would perceive as correctly. Listen, I know you're a wee lad, and I know you haven't been around the world a whole lot, and lots of terrible things have happened to you. But I need you to understand, you can't make life about revenge, and this is about serving justice and making sure your friends come back alive. And I'm, as the further I get down in that, like, my freaking Scottish voice is going.
It came through.
I appreciate it.
I assure you, the living take priority over the dead.
Is that so? Well, I'm glad at least someone in this room has any sense. Listen, keep your head on straight. Look after them. Look after them. Watch them. They're not all you think they are. Any of them. And she'll kind of straighten up a little bit. But honestly, I'm gonna crush that man's thighs, or the head with my thighs. It's gonna be great.
I wish you both all the luck.
He'll be needing it.
Should I play coy that I know you don't plan on destroying his life? Give him the thrill of the chase.
You know, he'll feel the thrill no matter what until he gets what he wants. And she'll kind of smirk, and her eyes being a huge, like, they do glow almost. Like, I'm to die for.
You're straightforward, and that's what I appreciate about you.
I appreciate the compliment. Do you need any specific supplies for tomorrow?
Right now, I'm looking primarily at our armors, and Ernest is well past his prime.
Yeah.
He he hasn't used that in forever. I mean, my parents told me stories of it.
Are you sure he needs to be going?
I don't think he would not go. Weaponry, I mean, I carry around this short bow. I just don't have the funds, frankly.
Well, why don't you go see the smithy? See if he'll help you out. He was telling us how a favor was to be repaid because of the warning Ernest gave him. This is when Ernest told him about the crate. And he was like, oh, yeah, I don't want to die or my wife to die. So they were given good, what do you call it? Like, good warning. And it is fun having our, like, mine and Ryan's and Brian's, all these people, and like older characters, because they're like the nice ones. These new people are all dicks, and it's like, it feels good to have somebody who's like, they don't have to be an asshole.
Between Fane Smiths and then Greenwoods, I think we'll probably be set.
Well, the world bridge should have you there in no time, and I'm sure they'll have a way to tell us when you're done. And I guess you'll be coming right back, because you got a party to go to.
Yeah. We'll
Wow.
see.
Little chickadee. Look over at Nasario, and you- the bomb goes off. Oh my goodness.
It's Corn's package. Boom.
Oh my.
He bombed his own house.
Dude, oh, what cover would that be, man? It comes out and that, like... Oh, man, yes. No, give me... Oh, dude, it's so good. Awesome. Anything else with Kelda? That was a pretty good interaction. She,
I was assuming her thing would have been there, and
You mean, like, beside them?
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
When I addressed the office of the
Yeah, the marshal.
Marshal's Defense,
Mhm.
the office of the Marshal of Defense.
So, give me a performance check, por favor. Or it could be persuasion, either one.
Either will be great. Oh God.
Oh, and I will say in this, if you get a poopy roll, you have 4 more instances of plus a d10. Because you basically have Lil Doris's, all of her bardics. Because you get best on a short rest. So that's up to you. But I also know you are hanging out with level 10 and above. So.
It's not going to help that much. It's a 2.
Understood. Hey, no worries. You gotta see the thing, like... just look away a little bit, like... them... Did you play, shit, what was that game with the lady? Tall... Bayonetta. Did you ever play Bayonetta?
I haven't played it. I've seen her in Smash Bros. Though.
So, that is similar to what this person looks like, except not as, like, loud. Because Vane very much is in that wheelhouse of... Or if you've ever seen G.I. Joe's, the cartoon, the fucking...
I think I saw the live action one with Channing Tatum.
Oh, God. Oh, yes, indeed. So, but yeah, like, that is definitely a look that's in my mind. It's Vane, Bayonetta, that lady. And if I find more, I'll, you know, hell, I'll ChatGPT will... Yeah, so, too funny. Oh, my God, I need to bring in...
Throw this out there.
Cobra Commander.
I think Nettie's a decent name, and I think
Nettie?
I'll be able to say it well.
Can you spell it for me?
Netty, N-E-T-T-Y. Something that feels right.
No, I just want to make sure I caught it because Nettie or Nettie,
Yeah.
like a neti pot.
Any of the above.
I like that. I don't know. You mean for this main character?
Yeah. I think Kelda's voice in that would do well.
Oh, Nettie. Nettie. Oh my fucking god! Have you seen Rob Roy? So when I go, oh Nettie, something happens to Mary, and it's oh Mitty, no Mitty. So when I'm saying the fucking Nettie, I'm like oh Nettie, and I'm like oh no, I'm becoming Rob Roy. Well, wasn't him who was saying it, but definitely not good things happening to that mess. So this.
Sorry, I wanted to be sure to say something though before
Yeah.
council.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got back into session for sure.
You know.
Let me see here. Like, this. It's so funny. This pen made me write really hard because I know I can fuck with it, and then with this one, I'm like, yes, calligraphy level of. All right. Well, now Nettie and Kelda will take their seats. You and Little Doris will be the last ones to sit, just having to be the ones to go walk the forest. So, do you remember the names of the places? You don't have to name them off, but if I tell you what, like, the furnace is, you know where that is, right? Or at least what that is, where that is. So, you don't have to know exactly where they are on the map, but I'll explain a little bit more about them, like, as we talk about them. But this is kind of there will be one thing before kind of branching out into the world, and I'll give you some about what needs to be discussed, and if you don't know something, just stop him and be like, what is that or where is that, and then kind of point it out as we go. So they'll get back to order. You will see that there is a mote of light where Emmy was, almost like a but you don't know frankly what the hell it is, but it appears as though a new second has joined, and they just start kind of floating. Yeah, it's almost like a will-o'-the-wisp. And those things have you seen them in D&D? They can stun you, and then if you are stunned, they can do their next thing, they can just kill you.
Oh,
They're insane. Not that is what this is, but it just kind of has that same motif.
It might be.
I was like, it could be. So I want to give you some reference here of,
yeah.
This is the thing, as I look at the rules of that, just to be on the safe side. Oh, and I can't wait for the freaking monster manual, man. It's going to be so cool. Looking forward to that new one, because it'll be like, no, look, all y'all are insanely powerful. Well, now the monsters are too, and I don't have to go crazy on ChatGPT or whatever, you know? Because, damn. But, start it up, and it will, the little ball of light is going to start, like, kind of bouncing to the beat of the new kind of music, like, that Ezekiel puts on. So, back in session, they're going to start talking about, okay, Corin will speak up. All right, back to order. Nix, you are keeping very interesting company, if I could be so straightforward, or if I could be frank with you. I mean Frank. Sorry, that's what I was talking about. That is definitely someone who... Ugh. I was like, what are you talking about?
It's okay. Use your words, Corin.
He's just had, so of course Kelda is just kind of over talking folks now. He's just a dwarf. That word right there, the DW, yeah. So the dwarf, he's had a hot enough life as it is. Leave him alone. Ezekiel looks over and it's like, he just needs to find his tempo. And then we'll hear him sing. But he's going about it in a very interesting way. The fighting that he's promoting it's not good there, Dorian. Kale looks over. Fighting. Do you know anything about this, Dorian?
I mean, there was the performer at Melody's Rest, but outside of that, that was part of the show.
So as you mention Melody's Rest and that initial scene with Hiese and all them, Corin leans over to Ezekiel and whispers something in their ear. You can make a perception if you would like to try to hear what they say, if you want to dive into that.
Sure. You know, I would have thought you'd like it if there were bouts of entertainment on the streets, Corin. You know, keep the people entertained, keeps them looking through the rosy glass. And that is a 19.
You will hear them say the name Hiese Gilleth, daughter. Lean back. Well, we have to let certain things go in order to keep the people appeased. You know, like these little fight parties. Definitely a crude affair, if I might say so myself.
Oh, crude, but it keeps the people fed and entertained.
Thank
What
goodness
else
for
could
that.
the Office of Trade ask for?
Not much, that's for sure. Keep them consuming. Keep them happy. And he kind of like has a moment of one of those. There's another thing he said in his mind that is obviously not going to be said, but it's like, what's that last thing? You will have Voss pick up and say, yes, I believe he is an entity in which we need to watch out for.
Francis is harmless.
Those are the ones that are the most dangerous. Stick to the shadows and strike when you're least expecting. But perhaps that's the smartest thing you can do. Kelda will, actually Lil Doris will pipe up. Well, I mean, I don't really think he's broken any laws, you know, to order, but I don't think he's done any of that. You know, I think he's trying to make a name for himself, and honestly, if he helps protect our, you know, captain of the expeditionary forces, I gotta work on that title, safe and, you know, looked out for, then maybe he's worth keeping around. Kale will pipe up and say, you'll let us know if he stepped out of line.
Of course.
Immediately. Because he thinks for a second and says like, wait a minute. Like, I'll tell you after he's dead. Like 800 years from now or whatever. It's like, So catches himself in that moment. Kind of getting the sense of, yes, this is how he dispenses justice. He pays attention when it matters. It's hard for me, but he's put together well. But like, good. I would suggest you all come back here immediately after Holiday Farm.
Well, it sounds like we're going to be getting a visit from the Ember Falls. I wouldn't dream of missing it.
Well, as much as I would hate to see a father and son squabble, sometimes you have to put the problem in front of the solution and marry them. And for a second, and so I was like, God, the pin. I was like,
We're talking about you.
Yeah.
so. Well, okay. Ugh. And he takes a bite of something. He's like, he sets it down. Cheese has gone blue. Make me an insight check, por favor.
Where's the D10? There it is.
There you go.
You said insight?
Yes, sir.
Nine.
I was like, you get the D10 out. We're getting up there.
I am proficient in insight.
You are good. How well do you know Thimble?
Thimble? Me and Johnny, not at all.
Right. Thimble homebrew would be somebody
Owner of the
loose leaf.
loose leaf.
Correct.
Who does molds.
With just cheese.
Yes.
So, okay. Well, Nyx does not pick that up. But, like, oh. There's some subtleties here that's like, okay, these people are fucking insanely powerful, but it's like certain things I just don't give a fuck because they're just so like uppity. When I will say this, so actually something else that catches your eye is Voss looks over when he says that. Almost like Voss picks up on it, and you notice that he's picking up on something, so that puts a little more emphasis to Nyx because I have something that I think is very neat. That I was mulling over in the old brain hole that will freaking just be absolutely wonderful in my mind. So, but good stuff there. Like, okay, well, yes, be mindful of Ezekiel then pauses. People with ambition. Now, as we begin to come to a close, the last few things we'll discuss. One is Belthanor. So that is the land in, what's it called? Celestial. This is a shortened phrase of basically, like, you can't make every deal, or it's, hold on, let me make sure I get this right, because this is something that's fucking, it was great when I pulled it up. Or when it like shortened it together, because this is, Belthanor is like kind of slang for celestial. And this is where you can effectively have anything done. And you can purchase literally anything. And you can 100% just be like, yeah, I need to have that person die. I'm like, well, can you pay for it? Or can you make the right kind of deal? And it's a land of, and I want to say domino more than black and white, but you have the doers and the movers and the shakers. Some people, like, one half sets it up, the other half gets it done. In this place, you are also aware that a few years ago, like maybe 4-ish at max, maybe 3, there were triplets. That is incorrect to say. There were 3 ladies having a menage a trois. well, I don't know if it was, I don't think you were here yet. Talking about Melior's backstory. You know, just because everybody knows, Belthanor has a king who's a ruler, and then they have he has then a daughter. Well, the daughters, I say daughters, one is like, oh, love's great. These people are great. Another, and even the Kale's mad about this. Duder, who is the king of Belthanor, is like, I'm not a big fan. Well, somebody pays you to assassinate the king. Well, come to find out, they botched an assassination. So this botched assassination leads to one of the three dying. That's why Belthanor is split in two. Because there were three, now we're two, but the two are very, very angsty with one another and the world. But the whole point is, and bringing it back to give you some insight there, they believe that they have found who transgressed against them, and they are going to find wherever they are, and if the place that they are does not give them up, they are going to make it very, very bad. So, and now with that being said, you know that they, of course, you know, we had the shattering. Then you have kind of the 7 years kind of war to kind of get things kind of settled, and that was in Alexandria and over some places. But this place, it's like, I don't want to say it's the place of hive and scum and villainy, but you play some magic, right? So, like Castle Karloff or Marloff or whatever, like kind of the vampire-ish type place, like where it's like little or very baroque kind of a deal. It kind of feels like that. The tech seems a little bit older, like kind of less advanced, but the things there are very powerful. It almost kind of feels like the city version of where your family would hail from, somewhere long in lineage, or where it's been, oh man, this person has ruled here for a heck of a long time. So, but with that being said, they then have to think about, Kale will look over to Kelda and say, well, what do you think I'm trying to think of the word for this. What do you think our response would be able to be if we were attacked tomorrow? And it's getting into one of those like, uh-oh, we're having to start thinking about this.
Am I to infer that transgressor is here?
Yes, but you also could take it as everybody's going to start doing this because they put out a kind of a mass blast, but they started that out with, they think they know where they're at. So it could be here, it probably is, but a little bit of play in that, just a smidge. But yeah, you could be like, so.
And the transgressor was not one of the women?
No, they actually were one of the people who died, so the women. So they were going to take the king out. He jumps out the window. The shot heard around the world, quite literally, because I mean, this is one of those like, Belthanor was let's just say, if it had a way to go and it was split off into two, one is Back to the Future 2, one's the Biff reality, one's the other.
Okay.
So you get now, you're heading towards the Biff reality very, very quickly, and these two remaining ladies are very, very mad. And the king is saying, by decree, we're going to find this person.
Yeah.
Like, justice is going to happen. And there is not a thing they can't buy. or barter for. Because at the place where you could trade for anything, well,
It's good to be king.
it most certainly is. So he, so they're like, and then Kelda's gonna think for a second, look over to Nettie. Nettie, what do you think? Much like in Dune, was it the empath, what they call? The guy who does a, is a mentator, I believe. And he just, so she's doing the math in her head, and it would take about 10 days to rally our forces to get here if they were going to attack us head on. But you could call for, and of course she's saying this, but it's one of those, y'all can hear it in your heads. Or you could call upon your betrothed.
Kelda said.
No, Nettie is talking about this, you're saying this in your minds, about, what do you call it? Like giving the details back. But she's saying this out loud on purpose.
You're betrothed
Or
to...
I say out loud in your minds. Nettie kind of like looks over at you about pausing before you ask, but it's as you do it. And Kelda says, I'm not betrothed to him just because he's the brother of the queen of the dwarves in the furnace. Ugh. I know, it's complicated.
Sorry, I didn't mean to ask out loud. I thought she was talking to...
Oh, yeah, I get you.
I'm like, that didn't sound at all like...
But, so yeah, Nettie talks to people in their mind. It would take 10 days, but you could ask somebody for help. That help is Kazadmar. And you know, because you are educated in the goings on and being of the upper echelon, that, let me find his name, the dwarven forge master on Kazadmar, who like keeps it kind of going, almost like Snowpiercer. He's like the dude who's the I'm gonna make it all run. Is the brother of the queen in the furnace. So we got stacks on stacks, but yeah, Kazadmar.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's just wild. And I'm thinking to myself, Nettie may not, like, she might say that, or she might just give that information to you, or maybe just say it just the two of you, because it would be kind of weird to say it out loud. But she does the betrothed part. Having the might of Kazadmar would be very nice, because it's literally a cruise ship that is actually just all weapons. So. But with that being said, you have the capability of like having that potentially edge. Might be in y'all's corner. Why not? Because we say betrothed, but also, Kelda's.
She's not there.
Well, she might be aiming for a new pillar. So who knows? But yeah. So take about 10 days. Get the ground forces all assembled from like their. Because they're going to do drills and they're going to go on small expeditions and this, that, and the other. But that's if they were to actually fight. Voss will tell them, well, yes, and our defenses would hold, I think, out for a long time. At least in the sanctum. And you take that to infer that, well, potentially, you could say, wait a minute, their defenses.
Yeah.
So it's one of those like,
Oh, no, I inferred.
So, But, like, okay, so Kel says, well, I mean, if we can count on...
Dorian's just going to eye the body of Eddie when he says that.
Interestingly enough, that's gone. The dust.
It's gonna eye the point on the ground where that was.
There will be a little mark, just a smidge, where she goes, and I'm looking at the will-o-the-wisp here. Crazy. Ow! Oh yeah, there it is. Consume life.
Yikes.
Property
I
left.
hate the sound of that.
Yeah, it's great. 3d6, but if you fall to 0, you just die. Which is wild. However, it is, sucking your soul out. But, they'll talk about that. So, Belthanor is it's, alright, people are getting uppity. Because one of the, just give you a little bit of insight to that sort of thought is, well, it's kind of peaceful times. Well, in not only these games, but also, the reason why we're not warring right now is because thermonuclear ending, right?
Right.
Luckily, at least in this world, they've not found that yet. So they can still kind of go at it, but it's like, why would there be peace? But that is one thing that is going on. Now, Marillion, which is what Kel is about to discuss, is it's like, well, do we have the defense of all? And that is the sort of nickname of Marillion, which is the kind of steadfast, almost people see them as like they're cowards or they're kind of bleh because they don't do anything, but they think the best offense is a good defense. And they have a pretty strong military, but they didn't get touched as much by the shattering.
Right.
They have a big crack of their city, but the structure is still there. But now it's just like one of those, made them harder, So whomever lived through that was like, yeah, I survived and we're going to keep doing our thing and everyone's going to leave us alone forever. Because who wants to fuck with us, especially on our turf? It's like having a ground war with China. So, Corin's going to say, I don't know. We think that they're in our corner, but also when you have the ability to literally buy whatever you want, you might be able to buy loyalty. And you kind of hear like almost a record scratch. Ezekiel says, maybe have a little more faith in yourself there, Cor. Cor is like, enough of you. And it's almost as though he makes that shift as in almost like he's going to turn the radio off. It's like, so. Well, possibly we can send an emissary there. But we hope the furnace, Atheris, is with us, and our forces, and Kazimar, I think we can hold our own. Voss will speak up and say, what of the Hollow? And everybody, what? Kind of has that, huh? Nesado, that place is incredible. I visited it just a few months ago. It's incredibly advanced. You all might love it actually. It's a lot of order and structure and not a lot of waste. It's great. Boss says, not a lot of living things there either. Makes order easy. And the Balga almost agreeing with him, showing definitely more personality than Emmy, but it's like, they're just a ball. But yes, the Hollow, or I believe as they call it, the inhabitants there call it Nullus, is possibly even far more advanced than we are. That would be the place that I would go to upgrade our defenses if we ever sought counsel with them. one tin can to another, I guess. And she'll kind of like, suit yourself. You get a look from Nettie, like,
Like, don't go there.
no. Disagreeing with Kelda. Not good for the Tin Man to go talk to the other Tin Man. But Voss will speak up and say, well, if we have the time, I could make it back before our engagement with Porphyros, the name of Ryan's dad or whatever. Because I think we may have a way to synthesize that material into something that does not leave people withered or decayed. We might even be able to restore them. And Lil Doris like kind of looks over at you. Kind of like, not the worst. If you ever had any sort of inclination to try to reverse them or whatever. So. Oh, and just shader Kai for your thing. Do you have on the character sheet itself, like actual shader Kai, like all the stuff where you can jump and all that, like everything? Okay, or you can blink or whatever. Sweet. Yes, I could come back in just a few days' time. Corin will look over and say, do you even know where it is? If my calculations are correct, based on the energy reports that I've seen throughout that region, I know exactly where it is. There is a very small chance that I am disintegrated if I go and travel there via teleportation, but I could also not be.
Maybe it's better you stay here for defense sake and one of the other council members goes.
It would take them too much time.
I mean, not everyone.
Who would you have go in my stead?
I think that Kale could be there fairly quickly.
I don't even know what this place is. But I do appreciate your confidence, or vote of confidence. I could. And kind of like, what does everyone think? Do me a favor.
If someone needs to.
Oh, if someone's going. They got to figure out what this thing is now, because nobody except for Voss and somehow Nestorel knows what the fuck this is. So do me a favor. Roll a d6 for each member who is not. So you roll 4.
Okay.
Actually, what? That would be that 9. Yeah, so actually you'll roll 96. However many odds there are will be a yes, and however many no's there are will be, or however many. So odd, no, even, yes. So let's do that.
1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, I thought they were all of the one. I was like, holy fuck.
Odds, no, evens, yes.
Correct. And I'll say in this case, you can pick one of those to be what you want, because that's your vote.
Well, we have 5 evens
Nice.
and 4 no's
Would you like to change?
without me.
Making an update, huh? Wow. Okay. Who do you think would vote what? I'll give you kind of carte blanche, or free reign there.
I have a feeling Corin would vote against me, and Voss would probably vote no because he wants to go himself.
Yep. So that's at least 2. Well, of course, the ball's going to vote again with
Right.
boss. So you got at least 3. I think.
Johnny votes for Q. Johnny.
What? Oh,
It's
man.
the pirate lords
Oh, there you
voting
go.
for a king.
Oh my goodness! I need to get us some cups because with our dice, we can play Liar's Dice on the World Bridge. That would be fun. Play the Pirates of the Caribbean version. Be like, let's all just bet away whatever.
All
So-
14 gold to my name. 4 after I summon Ari back.
Oh man. Oh, so
Okay, I'll steal some incense at Greenwood or.
so funny. Well, you would know where there'd be some stashes of things in this place.
Excuse me, I gotta go take a shit.
Like, yes, bathrooms over. They give you a. They don't have. Like they give you a wand of prestidigitation. And they're like, don't forget your
Clean.
wand. Yeah. So the vote happens and Kale goes,
I'm gonna say
nice. Oh man. Yeah, I was gonna say that's a very good vote of confidence in again for Kale. So in my mind, I'm like trying to make sure I'm keeping up with the end game.
And again, you have a wedding to plan, so if you feel so inclined, I just figured, with your speed and
What Nesario?
yes, Cesario, already having been there and potentially established relations.
Yeah, I can show him exactly where it is. Point it out on the map. Go and look at it. Oh, yeah. We can go by the merchant's ring, effectively, to get them out. Because she was going to say the sanctum. She's like, we're not going there. We're going to go buy a map, show you where it is. And while that's happening, we can go and visit him.
Perfect.
Yeah, we can do that afterwards. That would be great. It's settled. I'll leave tomorrow. You're in charge of Nesario until I return.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
It is going to be difficult to protect unless they go with. Yeah, and that's what I was going to. Because, she's up for whatever.
All right.
Corin is just like.
what's that?
Corin is just kind of like, okay, fuck this. Definitely being like a little
Yeah,
pouty.
fuck this. Everyone's so much more important than me today.
Exactly. He's like, very much a hedonist, like, ridiculous. So, we have Mr. Kale. Awesome.
And then I'm gonna think. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
To who?
Can you hear me? I'm just thinking it. Just,
Oh, perfect. No. I'm trying to get the intent, but if
Just
you are
to
kind
see
of
if Nettie can hear me.
it's kind of funny. They can. They'll kind of look over at you like with a.
Why shouldn't Voss go there?
Let me see something really fast. I want to say this well, and I want it to come off correctly. So. Let's see. see if we can subtly say there. Perfect. God. Thank you, Ultron. You, sometimes you have class and sometimes it's just fuck. You don't want to take an infinite well of energy and possibility and put it in a place that seems to only hone and refine that by means of removing living things.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll just get the subtlest. And you see us like, at this point he catches your eye. And he doesn't blink, and he just like, you see just the faintest of, like a flicker, almost like if it had lightning for a second. So that's that. Oh, the last thing. There's someone running around the city calling themselves Cade. I don't know who, and we will have this be spoken by Kale as a report of, oh, they're gonna face some justice. It's one of those, like, they are being a menace. They have, I don't want to say terrorized or done something that would require one of us to personally go and resolve the matter. But we need to keep our eye out for them, our ears to the ground, and our feathers in the wind. Well, Doris will say, well, what in the world do they do? I don't really understand. I mean, just somebody who's named. Well, excuse me, Vosh. I can't wait to say Bash. Sorry. Just say Bash the Stampede. Silly ass anime, man. God, it kills me. Horrible looking boss. They're kind of almost all at the same time. You can tell they both hate it. Like, and they look at one another. Man. Just a little too long. Of course. Impersonation is a terrible thing. They are trying to infiltrate something. We don't know what it is exactly. But there isn't much here that we don't know. And this person eludes us entirely. Can't have that. And Vosh goes, yes, it does seem like treason, murder, impersonation, theft. You could throw a proverbial, and he kind of looks over, like thinking about what the idiom is. It's like, at the same time, Ezekiel and Nasarel go, book, it's the thing. He goes, book. Just kind of then awkwardly gets back into the conversation. Everyone is kind of, little Doris is chuckling like, well, I mean, we'll keep an eye out. I mean, you know, it's kind of hard to find somebody you don't even know who they are. You know, shape changing and stuff. That's some powerful stuff right there. Yeah. I might have a friend for Ernest if they're looking for some help. I need to introduce you to them.
Please, that seems excellent.
They are such a card.
Such a card?
A card, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm. silly as can be. Very peculiar. Kind of thinking for a second, like, yeah. Should I send them over? Or you want to meet them first?
I would probably. I would love to meet them first.
Sure. You gonna have any time before you're setting off on your journey?
Certainly, I could make that.
Okay. Yeah. How about, why don't you go and meet them with Nisadale?
Great idea.
Oh, and you can even introduce them to righteousness. Because you're gonna go meet him, right? And of course, you're saying this now a little bit lower. You would look adorable in one of those robes.
Should I try?
I ain't your mom. You're smart. It is difficult to find peace. So, anywhere you can get it, take it for what it is. If it's a lovely community who supports one another and holds ideals above themselves, wonderful. If it's really what it could be, and I'm like, she has a mustache. If it really what it could be, well, we'll end that. I mean, and it's one of those, not super serious super often, but it's one of those, she also understands the might she wields. Like, does not show that off very often, and is very much just a let sleeping dogs lie, or let everybody be. But, no. She give it to you the, no.
You want to know what's going on there?
Oh, I love that. And she'll like pat your leg.
Okay.
I'd appreciate it very much. Well, as much as I would love to stay here chatting, and this will be corn.
You have a window to look out?
No, actually, I have a supper to eat. I would invite you, but we didn't make enough. But it was so lovely to see you.
Is there a lack of goods going around?
Well, there will be after the farm stops production for a little bit.
Noted.
Good luck on your journey.
Thank you.
Ezekiel will almost have. Oh, this is. God damn it.
You just have the shit out of this guy.
Yeah, man. So, this shit right here. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna see if this actually. Yeah, nice. Perfect. This will be. I'm just thinking to myself, Ezekiel is playing you outro music. It's one of those like. Sorry, it's just so funny to me. If I can find good, like, Hamilton-esque type shit, oh my goodness gracious, dude. Oh, I don't know if you know of someone who can, like, who does studio work, like singing or music or whatever. It's fine if not, but when I looked up or like when I was messing around with Ezekiel, I have a song. And it gave me the music for it, the lyrics for it, and all of this. And I was like, cool, bro, that shit sounds awesome. Problem is, I mean, I know of what it's telling me,
Yeah.
but I have no idea how to put it into practice. And I'm like, could you imagine when y'all are going toe to toe with him and he's doing his thing? Y'all would hate him forever.
Oh yeah.
And I would
I already do.
love it.
And meet the vocal track just like Raphael does. When he casts silence on it.
Oh my god, man, the fucking it's gonna be an interesting one, I will say. But that is what I had, at least the points of and topics and whatnot. So you're out of town next week. like all like actually out of the country, which is understandable and love
Monday
it.
I'm in town, but
Where?
Tuesday I drive to Atlanta.
Hey, there you go, international airport.
And then Wednesday morning we fly to Costa Rica.
Hell yeah, when y'all get back?
Following Sunday. It's like almost a week.
Okay, gotcha. So, all right, so you're out this Friday and then the next one. Let me make sure I got because I think I have them on here.
Yeah.
So 24th and 20 and the 31st, then you're back for the 7th, and then Valentine's Day, the 14th, and then I think after that it'll be, well, clear for at least a little while. We'll see what happens,
Yeah.
but
I can run some of this stuff we're not getting to by it, just like play by post text or whatever.
100%, go for
So
it.
it's like, you know, the sword, the
Yeah. And it's one of those things too.
Righteousness.
Oh. It's humorous that this, the ships passing the night thing is it's gonna come to a head very well. And I cannot wait. Now, if there are any like interactions that you want to do with the folks, as obviously you're going here and there and whatnot, just let me know what information you give them, so I then can say, hey, like that I'm aware, and is it right, is it wrong, how do I play off of that or whatever. I mean, not every
here. I would ask them to like grab me a flower from a specific part of the garden.
Who's that?
At Medland.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, I mean, and she most certainly would, Jonas would do that for you in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I'm not, because I don't want to have that interaction and not have that
right.
interaction. You know?
I agree wholeheartly. I do appreciate you coming and
Thank you.
playing some, man. It was
I
great.
appreciate it.
It was fun. I hope you enjoyed it. It was silly as hell. I'll do this all the time.
It is most certainly bedtime though.
Oh, 100%.
So,
100%.
see you in a little while.
Yes, sir. I might send you a text. Just if you have any clarifying points or anything you need to ask about or whatever, just hit me up. And good luck on your journey, sir.
Thank you. Have a good few sessions.
Yep. Have a good one. Bing. Bing.